25 pitches right now, which is a little on the high side to start the game. And the Bulls didn't actually go through a whole lot of pitchers on Friday night or Saturday night. Max Benton, I think he went seven innings.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
they kind of saved their bullpen a little bit here. 3-1 the count now on Prediger. Maybe a little more patience by the Gulls so far.
Yep.
As far as being at bat.
Well, they know he's struggling a little bit to start this game out, so they're not forcing anything.
No, make him throw strikes. If he's missing and walking people and hitting people, make him throw strikes.
Yeah.
Don't give him anything easy. You know, don't donate to the cause.
Well, and he'll gladly get on base. He'll gladly take the walk and have more opportunities, score more runs.
And a 3-1 count, and Pollard was off running on that one anyway. And he gets over to second easy, and Prediger takes the walk. That's the 4th free pass of the inning.
Yep.
And that brings up Chase Rodriguez, who had a couple of hits Friday night. And then last night, just taking a look here, and he lined out to short and struck out before he was replaced over at first base by Kyle Frelick. And then he went out to left field. And when he was in left field, he grounded out to, or lined out to second base.
Yeah, and he had himself a pretty good night on Friday night as well. I mean, he got a couple hits under his belt, and also a couple hits out in the right field, just down the right field line there with his teammates. Maybe the wrong kind of hit that he'd want.
Yeah.
Just a little run bump.
Yeah, they had a team meeting with unscheduled team meeting.
Yeah.
Rodriguez lifts this up into foul territory. Carter Clairhout just can't track it down. He almost had a beat on it, but that lands harmlessly in foul territory. And Rodriguez, this is the thing with this wide open foul territory.
Yep.
Is if you don't make that catch, you're basically giving the guy a free strike, because there's all that room out there.
Yeah.
And which the pitchers like. I mean, you get guys that that can track those balls down because you got lots of room. The pitchers don't mind that on a foul ball. They'll take the out, but it gives the batter another shot here.
I think honestly too, Clairhout needed that catch, especially with the way this inning's been going for the Bulls. They really needed that to be a pop fly catch, but they're warming somebody already up in the bullpen for the Bulls, so will be interesting just to see if Steve can get himself out of this little jam. If he'll make a return for the second.
Sorry there, Gale.
Nope.
2-2 the count. That looks like it might be, I'm going to guess, that Hunter Porter. Looks like number 11, but I just see a 1.
Yeah.
Rodriguez gets underneath that one and pops it up. Chris Papirski tracks that one down. And Chase Rodriguez not too happy about that. Papirski, on the other hand, is glad to get out of the crouch after 20 or 32 pitches chasing down that foul ball. But after one complete, the Gulls have a 1-0 lead over the Lethbridge Bulls. We'll be back with the top of the second.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Gulls Field at Bullgattle Park. We appreciate you joining us here this afternoon. Looks like the skies have opened up and taken care of things for today's ball game. My name is Jared Waldo. I'm down here on the concourse reminding you to get your Vesta Energy 50/50 tickets. Made someone's wonderful Saturday night last night. We'd like to make your afternoon as well. We're currently at $1,250, and you can purchase your tickets from any one of our wonderful volunteers walking around this afternoon. They're in their Black Vesta Energy 50/50 aprons. You can find them up here on the concourse. They'll come down there in the stands as well. And if you can't make it to a ball game, but you still want to get in on that, Gulls5050.com, and you can take in all of the action. The proceeds going towards the Gulls Give Foundation. It works all the way around, folks, and we invite you to get your tickets now. We'll sell them until about the 7th inning, and we'll pull that winning ticket number in the 8th.
I'm in a hurry to get things done alright. Rushing till life's no fun. All I really gotta do is live and die, but I'm in a hurry and don't know why. Don't know why. I have to drive so fast. My car has nothing to prove. It's not me.
We are headed to the top of the second inning here. Kyle Turner will lead things off for the Lethbridge Bulls, who trail the Gulls 1-0 right now, and it'll be interesting to see how Cooper Johnson deals with the lengthy bottom of the first inning, like say 32 pitches there. And Turner lifts this out into center field. Zeroni circles underneath it and makes the play. So, you know, a cool temperature-wise day and then a long delay, it's almost like starting fresh again.
Yeah.
So Cooper Johnson's probably thinking, well, you know what, I'm okay with just throwing one pitch.
Yeah, a little cool on the arms for all these players, and the ball might not be traveling as far as well.
This is Red Deer product Carter Clairhout. And Johnson misses outside with that one for strike one. Or ball one, I should say.
Clairhout at a 167 batting average this year so far, and he's only got 6 hits under his belt with this will be his 37th at-bat appearance here today.
He came up through the Red Deer minor baseball system. He was also part of the St. Joseph's High School Baseball Academy.
Yep.
So Coach Chatwood knows probably a little bit about Mr. Clairhout. Of course, he probably played baseball with his dad, Paul. And Johnson misses outside with that one. 2-2 the count now on the Bulls' first baseman. 1-0 Gulls lead it here. We are early, top of the second inning at Gulls Stadium in Pagato Park. And this is inside. The count is now full. And Johnson doing what a lot of pitchers do these days, kind of pitching out of the stretch with nobody on base. They seem to be comfortable with that. And that bounces in there for ball 4. And Clairhout trots down to first base for the first base runner for the Bulls today. Center fielder Noah Rodriguez will step in now to face Cooper Johnson.
Yeah, Johnson trying to pick that low corner and away from the batter with a hard fastball. Just got a little, I think he just hung onto it a little too long and causing it to go right down deep into the turf.
A little off-speed pitch, which gets away from Prediger, and that allows Clairhout to scamper down to second base. The sun is doing some serious business now to dry things up. And Johnson missing inside with that one. 2-0. Not sure how much of the cold weather and the delay has impacted Cooper Johnson. He's not quite as sharp as he was in the first inning.
Yeah, no, he was very sharp in the first inning, and now, yeah, tough to say.
Misses inside with that one. 3 straight pitches, 3 straight balls. 4 if you count the last pitch to Carter Clairhout.
Man, a little bit of a change up too in just the team's preparation for games. The warm-ups were much shorter, obviously this time around with the delay, and you can always just throw a little bit of a jam in the way you do routine things before games.
And he finds the strike zone with that one. 3-1 the count now on the center fielder for Lethbridge, Noah Rodriguez. The catcher, Chris Papierski, is on deck. And another walk issued by Cooper Johnson. And of course, I look right away at the bullpen to see if anybody's getting up over there, and not at this point, but runners on first and second with 1 out.
Rodriguez getting on base yesterday as well, thanks to balls on base. And then here, Chris Papierski went 0 for 3 last night.
And fouled out of play. First pitch. Yeah, pretty much a decent crowd for in spite of the weather. I can't really gauge as to how many, but my math isn't all that good. I'm going to add all those people up. And a swing and a miss on that one. 0-2 the count now.
My guess is just under 1,000.
Okay.
900 maybe. Maybe 800. Yeah.
Okay.
Still a pretty good crowd. I'm shocked at how many people are still here, to be honest with you.
Oh, that hits the end of the bat. Oh, apparently it hit the batter, not the end of the bat.
Yeah, I think it hit his elbow.
It sounded like it hit the bat, but I guess not.
Hit his elbow guard there.
So this inning is not sitting up well for the Sylvan Lake Gulls, because after getting off to the start that they did,
yeah,
they've now 2 walks and a hit batsman to load the bases for the designated hitter, number 29, Ty Weavers. And Johnson finds the strike zone on the outside.
Weaver's still looking for his first hit of the season. He's only played 1 game and only had 3 at-bat appearances, so he's this is a time for him to come alive and get himself going.
He comes inside with that one and misses. 1-1 the strike, or the count, I should say. We're not getting the radar gun today for some reason, so we're not sure of the ball speed out there. 1-2 the count now.
Wondering if they would have had it set up, I would think, but tough to say if they would have.
I don't know.
The rain.
Turning into a pretty good looking day right now.
Yeah, not bad.
And Johnson missing with that pitch. He's up to 32 pitches right now in the second inning.
He's trying to play a little bit of copycat with Weston Siefkin back in the first inning.
And that's grounded right back to the pitcher. He'll come home with it to Prediger, down to first, and he is safe over at first base, but they get the important one, the base runner at home plate. For the second out. But we still have bases loaded situation for the shortstop, Ty Vivier.
Bottom of the order now for the Bulls. Here's the shortstop, number 5, Tyler Vivier.
Vivier went 1 for 3 last night, scoring the one and lonely run of the game last night. And that was back in the 3rd inning too last night. That was an early, that was an early lead, and they held on to that for the rest of that game.
Yes, they did. Much to the chagrin of the Sylvan Lake Gulls. They had a lot of chances,
Yeah.
but they just couldn't. They couldn't get the bats going. They were hitting the ball hard in some instances, but it was right at somebody or somebody made a really good play. And a good pitch there by Cooper Johnson. Like I say, I was telling you last night, Ethan He put a charge into one to left field that sent Hunter Porter back to the wall, right on the warning track. He made a really, really good catch.
That was coming right from my head.
That was, well, you know, I had my hand out just in case it took a left turn here. But it was funny too, because we had the camera on Hunter Porter on our monitor here, and we saw him, and he made the face kind of like, that was casual. I had it all the way. It was a little more adventurous than that, than what he made it out to be, I can tell you. And this is popped up. First baseman Kyle Frelick circles under it and makes the catch, and Cooper Johnson gets himself out of a tough inning with the bases loaded twice, and his teammates are appreciative of that, and he got some good defense there on the way. So no runs, no hits, and 3 men left on base for the Bulls. And after 1.5, Sylvan Lake holding on to that 1-0 lead right now. We're headed for the bottom of the 2nd inning.
Jump up and down and move it all around. Shake your hand to the sound, put your hands on the ground. Take 1 step left and 1 step right. 1 to the front and 1 to the side. Clap your hands once and clap your hands twice. And if it looks like this, then you're doing it. A little bit of Monica in my life, a little bit of Erica by my side, a little bit of Rita, all I need.
Well, if you could hear the music with Little Willie Willie Won't Go Home, you know who's coming to bat for the Sylvan Lake Gulls. This is the designated hitter from Watrous, Saskatchewan, Tyler McWillie.
That's got to be one of the best walk-up songs you can have. I love it.
Right next to Baby Shark.
Well, yeah, now that one's better. Not Baby Shark, the Willie one's way better.
I understand. I'm with you on that.
Yeah.
I won't argue the point.
Yeah. Well, Tyler McWillie, as we know, kind of like same with Kyle Frelick, you know, another heavy hitter for the Sylvan Lake Gulls going from last season. This year, obviously, maybe a little bit different story for him.
And he takes that first pitch for a strike. He had an opportunity last night to end the game with a walk-off home run. Cleary Simpson, great hustle down first base line to beat out a throw. And Tyler McWillie came to bat, and the first swing, I felt the air up here.
Is that right?
He came out of his shoes trying to put that somewhere. Well, the slow pitch diamond, that's probably another, I don't know, 60 feet past the fence. That's where he was trying to put it, I think. And then he ended up popping up, and he just got underneath that one. 1-1 the count, or 2-1 the count, I should say. The designated hitter today, Tyler McWillie. And he watches that slow curve come in. Weston Sifkin on the mound for the Lethbridge Bulls today. And he misses with that pitch to run the count full. Now, I'm not sure what Tyler McWillie's thinking here. Do I just focus on where I think I want that ball to be, or do I let it go by for a walk? And he rips that one hard down the left field line, but foul.
That had some speed on it.
Right?
Holy cow.
That got out of the infield real fast. And apparently that was the pitch that he wanted to see, as he gave her a ride. And he fouls that back as Sifkin came a little off speed there, thinking McWillie might be a little anxious after that last pitch.
Yep. Trying to catch him swinging early, and good patience there by McWillie to hold off until the very end, and then finally got some wood on it to fight it off.
And he misses high, and McWillie starts the inning off by taking another walk. That is 1, 2, 3, 4 walks and 1 hit batsman in not even 2 full innings.
Well, my prediction was right before the game. Lots of walks already to start the ball game.
And this is the shortstop, number 6 or number 2, Ethan He. And that misses low and outside for a ball. I had to congratulate Ethan on the play that he made on Friday night, where he started to, force out at second, where he just flipped it out of his glove after coming over from shortstop and behind second base. He lifts this out into right field, but Kyle Turner is right there. McWillie had gone halfway down towards second base just in case, but he cannot advance any further. And that's the first out of the inning, and we're back to the top of the order with second baseman Matty Fung stepping in to face Sifkin.
The second baseman, number 4, Matty Fung.
Fung scoring the first run of the game so far today and getting on base thanks to a walk.
He squares the bunt and fouls that off. You know, that might be the way the Gulls are kind of approaching things right now, is just try and manufacture a run. You know, get a base runner, move him over, maybe get a base hit that'll score him. And of course, the Bulls have different ideas.
Yep. Took a big old cut at that one, though.
Yeah, he's down 0-2 now. One down here in the bottom of the second inning. Gulls scoring first in the bottom of the first. They hold a 1-0 lead. Tyler McWillie over at first base. And Sifkin comes back with a strikeout after giving up the walk to McWillie. He's going to fly out to right field, and now a strikeout in this inning. That brings up Caden Zawarni, who has the only base hit of the game right now, for the Gulls at least. A solid shot out to left center. And he misses low and outside for ball 1.
Caden Zeroni really settling in nicely for the Sylvan Lake Gulls since, you know, being acquired by the Gulls. Obviously coming over from Okotoks last year, and you know, I'm really happy that the Gulls picked him up, because if I remember from last year on the Dogs, he was one of the top players on the team, and he's just, you know, he's just so calm and patient with his at-bat appearances. He's definitely not forcing anything, and then when something does come down that he likes, he takes a good swing at it.
And a very likable young man. He's got a good presence about him. Seifkin misses with that pitch, and 3-0 count. So now, when you're struggling with the bats and you're struggling scoring runs, and you got a base runner on, and you got a 3-0 count, do you get the green light to swing away, or do you take the walk if it's there? That's the question. And the answer is you take the walk.
Yeah, especially with that kind of pitch. Yeah, you don't want to try to swing at that.
And that brings up another man who can put a charge into the ball, and that's Kyle Fralick. And he's looking to do just that.
Is the first baseman, number 3, Kyle Fralick.
Base hit will probably score 1 run for sure. I'm guessing.
Yeah, McWillie would have to get on his wheels.
First pitch to Fralick is a ball. Matthew Carretta is the batter on deck for the Gulls. Here in the bottom of the second inning, 1-0 Sylvan Lake. And Fralick sends this out into shallow right field, and McWillie is going to go for home. The throw coming in from Turner, and Tyler McWillie slides home safely for the second run of the game and an RBI for Kyle Fralick. And Caden Zawarny made his way all the way around to third base.
And that was a great shot, and really it just got over the head of Haney. He was really close to trying to make that grab reaching back, but it was a perfect spot. McWillie coming into home there had a little of an awkward slide. He almost kind of tripped up before he slid, and then he belly flopped, and then luckily had enough momentum to get him to home plate, but it was definitely not the smoothest slide we've seen.
Yeah, we won't give him style points.
Yeah, there's definitely no style points on that one.
That's okay.
Doesn't matter. There's a run on the board for the Sylvan Lake Gulls, and they're up now 2-0.
A little mound visit there for Kyle, or for Weston Seifkin.
Yep.
And Brad Goodwin warming up still over at the Bulls bullpen. That's fouled off by Matthew Carrata. He grounded to short back in the first inning. So the Gulls are getting base runners and cashing in. Maybe not, you know, to use the poker term, they're not all in yet.
No. And they're still swinging quite hard too. I'm noticing they're not letting up. There's some of these batters are still swinging for the fences on some of these pitches. And you know, I was watching Matty Fung after he went off with the strikeout. He actually had a brief conversation here with Matthew Carrata down in the dugout. So not sure what was said. Maybe just an idea on what he saw out there with the pitches coming at him.
Yep, they shared a little information, I'm sure.
Yep. But both guys that really like to swing hard and fast at the ball.
1-2 the count on the Gulls' third baseman this afternoon. Caden Zeroni over at third. Kyle Fralick is the base runner over at first. 2 down and 1 run in so far. Looking to cash in another one. And a little slow roller down to third base. But Nick Gravel scoops it up and makes the throw to end the inning. But the Gulls pecking away at it. They score another run here, and they hold a 2-0 lead after 2 complete innings. The Bulls coming to bat in the top of the third.
top of the third inning now.
Yeah,
And top
here
of the order.
sorry, we're laughing about
Here's the second baseman.
our music guy Darren Clark is playing the Kid Rock song, and I just absolutely, that song just
Jim can't stand him.
makes me cringe. It's just so, it's about as basic could be. And he steals lyrics from other artists, and he stole the music from Warren Zevon, Werewolves of London. It's like, come on, you can't think of anything original? Sorry. That just annoys me.
Starting to sound like the lady that was coming up to me at the wedding last night trying to request the same song over and over again.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
That same song over and over again.
Oh, yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Why didn't you just play it once and be done with it?
I played it before she even heard it.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah,
So
one
she
of
missed it,
those.
and
Yeah, she
too
wouldn't
bad.
get off my back about it afterwards.
This is Caleb Haney as we go back to baseball here.
Yeah, there we go. That's where we're at right now.
Get a
right?
little diverted there.
Yeah.
Ooh, shiny penny. And that is grounded over to Matty Fung. And there's the first out of the inning.
Good start. And a good pitch too, nice and low, and he had to reach down for that, not getting much wood on it, coming up over on the top of the ball. Ground, making an easy ground out for the Sylvan Lake Gulls.
2-0 Sylvan Lake with the lead over the Lethbridge Bulls. This is third baseman Nick Gravel.
That was a sinker, but not sinking enough there, as that was called a ball just up high.
And Johnson missing with that one. 2-0 the count.
Same pitch, but just, we kind of talked a little bit about it off air, but the kind of almost the ladder effect where, you know, he started up high, then he tried to bring it down lower with the same pitch. That one, unfortunately for him, was just a little too low.
Mm-hmm. This is low with that one. 3-0 the count now. And a 4-pitch walk to Nick Gravel. And that brings up Roger Riley, the left fielder.
Grounded out in the first inning to finish the first inning as well, being the third out in a row.
Kyle Freilich having a little chat over there at first base with Nick Gravel. They probably know each other. They probably played against each other. Of course, they did last year. And Johnson missing with that pitch as well.
That's 4 straight pitches now from Johnson that are just below the knees.
It's fouled off. 1-1 the count now. 1 out. Top of the third inning. Gulls holding on to that 2-0 lead right now. And this is high and inside with that pitch. 48 pitches to this point for Cooper Johnson. We are just into the third inning. That might be why Jake Finkelstein is spending most of his time in the bullpen right now, getting ready. And that misses as well. So another 3-1 count now to Roger Riley. Kyle Turner, this right fielder, is on deck. That is grounded down third base, and that is a fair ball. And Gravel was on the move on that pitch, so he gets to third base easily. And Riley gets himself a double. So the Bulls with runners in scoring position now with just 1 out. And Cooper Johnson can't be too happy with himself right now.
No, that was just a perfect hit too, just inside the third base line. And it just, we're going to get another meeting here at the mound. So
pitching coach Matt Hapes over there, Cal.
No, yeah. Well, I was just going to say we might be seeing Finkelstein sooner than later. So now he's starting to throw it into a glove of somebody else. Before he was just kind of throwing it to himself against the mats that are leaning up against the cage of the bullpen, but now he's actually throwing it down towards the plate.
He played umpire Corey Davis, makes the long walk out. I just love how they wait for the umpire to get close. And then they say, okay, that's good. We're finished talking. You're here now? Okay. Meeting adjourned.
You're not allowed to be included in our Burger Boy order for later.
That could be. We don't know. Kyle Turner at the plate now with runners on second and third. One down here in the top of the third inning. That is sent foul, out of play.
Now batting for the Bulls, the right fielder, number 12, Kyle Turner.
He misses with that pitch as well. Evens the count at 1-1. Yeah, I'm just not sure though how that long delay in the bottom of the first inning has impacted Cooper Johnson. He comes back with a nice pitch there, and a strike. He's on top of Kyle Turner. 1-2 the count.
Yeah, Bulls in great position right now to even things up, maybe even take their first lead as they're down 2-0 right now with 2 runners in scoring position.
And that is in the gap between third and short, and that will score another run. And Chase Rodriguez fields the ball and gets it in back into play. But the Bulls are on the board now with their first run of the night.
Yeah, two hits in a row for the Lethbridge Bulls. And they're starting to claw their way back and doing a little bit of damage here. Putting some pressure on Cooper Johnson on the mound right now.
Roger Riley over at third. Kyle Turner over at first. Carter Clairhout, the batter for the Lethbridge Bulls. He hit back to the pitcher when he is, no, he walked in his first at bat and then was put out. With the bases loaded, Johnson made the play at home plate to get him out. But 1-1 to count now for Clairhout.
Now I'm going to ask you an opinion question, Jim.
Uh-oh.
If you are Coach Chatwood and Johnson let's say Johnson gets himself out of this inning without letting any more runs scored, do you put Finkelstein in to start the, I guess it would be the 4th inning, or does Johnson get to go and see another inning?
If I'm the manager, and I'm not going to overrule anything that Coach Chatwood says, because he has got more baseball knowledge in his left finger, his pinky, than I do in my whole body. But a good comeback there, and this would influence my decision right now, is to see how he finishes this inning.
Yeah.
If he allows one more run, or maybe even 2 more runs, or he walks another, I think I would seriously think of taking him out of the game, because this team needs some confidence.
Right.
And if they're not feeling the confidence in the pitcher right at the moment, then they start trying to do more with the bats, I guess.
Yeah.
And maybe that's how the mindset works. But I'm not a manager. I don't know what Coach Chatwood would do, and that would be my decision.
But that's what I'm saying is if Johnson can, not allow any more runs, maybe he, or not even really any more hits, obviously, but he gets himself out of this inning. Would you be comfortable putting him back in?
Here's what I would do. If he gets out of the inning, I keep Finkelstein warming up. I see what we do on the bottom half of the inning, and this is dribbled down to third base, and that is going to score a run, and he's going to beat that out as the throw goes wide. And Freilich tracks it down, But the Bulls have just tied up the game. And not really a hard hit ball, so you can't really blame Cooper Johnson on that one. But Kyle Turner made his way all the way down to third base, and Noah Rodriguez is over at second. And this is the catcher, Chris Papirski. So what I would do, like right now, I would keep him warming up, and I would be ready to put him in.
Yeah.
And nothing to Cooper Johnson. You know, he maybe he's just not finding the strike zone enough right now, in my own opinion, not the coach's opinion. And he's throwing 60 pitches here, and we haven't gone through 3 complete innings.
Yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot for a pitcher.
Yeah, that's a big count right there. So.
Yeah, I would expect Finkelstein probably coming into the 4th if he can get out of this.
Yeah, somebody is going to come in, I think. Yeah, see, he's not nibbling at the corners either. He's missing by quite a bit. You know, in baseball lingo, you don't have to miss by a whole lot. You just have to miss, and that just doesn't help the confidence of the pitcher, and that's what they need. And there's a good pitch by Johnson. And he knows he's struggling. He knows that he's having trouble finding the plate right now. So he's trying to bear down, and he's trying to give him his best that he's got.
Well, you're not going to always have pitching, pitching battles day in and day out. I mean, we saw it last night. So what are the odds you're going to see two back-to-back, pitch battles going on out there? But
exactly.
So yeah, a little bit of an opposite thing, obviously, from last night to today. Yesterday it was all pitching, and now today the pitchers are both pitchers on both teams are having a little bit of struggles.
And Papirski draws a base on balls, and there's the frustration level for Cooper Johnson. He kind of gave a little hop and jump and looked down at the home plate thinking, I thought I had that one.
Yeah.
And that's what he's looking for. He's like, just give me a break on a pitch maybe or something. You know, he says, I'm trying. You know, throw me a bone here kind of thing. But, you know, he's not getting the calls from Corey Davis. And so you just got to bear down and get the ball in play. But he's absolutely struggling right now, in my opinion.
Yeah, and Ben Prediger's trying to help him out by holding that glove pretty close to the strike zone.
So bases loaded here with 2 down. The Gulls and the Bulls are now tied at 2 here in the top of the 3rd inning. This is Ty Weaver's at bat, and he sends that up the middle. And Ethan Heen scoops it up and steps on the bag at second and ends the inning. But a tough inning for Cooper Johnson as he just struggled with finding the plate there. After 2.5, we are tied now at 2 with the Gulls coming to bat.
We're enjoying it Sunday afternoon here at Gulls Field at Pogattle Park. It's the Gulls promo crew. It's Wally, it's Marissa, it's Sully the Gully over here in RF2 by the Bulls dugout. And our friends at New Force Energy Services have some souvenirs they want you to take home. Who wants a souvenir here this afternoon? All right, let's see the arm, Sully. Throw it hard, throw it hard. Oh, boom. There we go. Oh, the bag is empty. There, it makes for a nice hat, though. Also, we've got some folks here who drove all the way from Drumheller to check out the game this afternoon. Thank you for joining us here at Gulls Field at Pogattle Park. Hey, there they are. Thanks for coming. And safe travels wherever you may be from here in central Alberta or across the province. We're happy to have you here on a sunny afternoon here at Gulls Field.
Bottom of the third inning, Gulls Stadium in Pedagogue Park.
Now batting for the Gulls.
There you go. And
Yeah, you got it. You got it.
Michael Pollard will lead things off for the Gulls. He took a walk down to first base back in the first inning. Weston Sifkin still on the mound for the Lethbridge Bulls. He's getting up there in the pitch count too. He's at 57 right now. That is grounded over to second baseman Caleb Haney. And he records that first out of the inning for the Bulls. And I have a feeling we are going to see a different pitcher for the Gulls to start the fourth inning, as I saw pitching coach Matt Hape walk over to the bullpen, and he passed on a message to somebody. It could have been simple: be ready just in case, or you're going in. It's one of those two.
Yeah, my best guess would be you're going in.
Because we got Ty Boudreau now kind of warming up over there.
Yep. So a couple options.
Yeah, there's a few guys in the bullpen getting ready, so we'll see what's going on. This is the catcher, Ben Prediger, from just down the road in Calgary, Alberta. Takes a good cut at that one. 1-1 the count on Prediger. Like I say, Mother Nature has said, okay, I'll give you a break.
Yeah, this
We appreciate that.
turned out to be quite the day.
Yeah.
Not even any dangerous clouds looming in the area either. It's
And
Prediger.
Prediger rips that into left field. A solid base hit for the catcher.
Yep.
And that brings up Chase Rodriguez, who was a little frustrated with his at bat last time, as he fouled off one that he got a break on down the first baseline, as Carter Clairhout couldn't track it down, but then he popped one up behind home plate, and Kreese Papierski tracked that one down to put him out. And showed a little frustration there, saying, that was my pitch. Just didn't get it. Well, he's got another opportunity right here with a base runner on. And that misses down low for ball one.
Ben Prediger, that was his, that was the Gulls' third hit and single of the game today, as they're starting to get a little bit of traction on the bats.
They need an awful lot more than that, though,
Yeah,
unfortunately.
absolutely.
That misses high for ball two. I'm noticing something with Papierski, the Bulls catcher. When he throws back to the pitcher, it's almost like a submarine throw. I haven't seen him throw down to second base yet, so I don't know if he throws down to second base like that or if he just throws back to the pitcher like that. Right on cue.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, a little sidearm.
Yeah, it's just
Throw.
almost a submarine kind of throw. And it's like, okay. Wonder if they'd ever use him as a pitcher. 3-0 the count now on Rodriguez. And he was going to offer up at that one and changed his mind, but it's a called strike anyway. Ben Prediger, the base runner over at first base for Sylvan Lake. One down here in the bottom of the fourth inning. We are tied at 2. A weak pop up to the third baseman, Nick Gravel.
Yep.
He makes the catch easily.
Routine catch for Gravel.
And this brings up the designated hitter, Tyler McWillie, who drilled one down to left field foul.
Yeah.
But it was a good level swing, and he definitely got the barrel of the bat on that ball.
Just ended up taking a walk instead, though, to get himself on base and scoring.
Yeah, with a awkward slide at home. Oh, and he got fooled on that pitch. He knows it too. He's thinking,
Yeah.
why did I swing at that?
Yeah, realized after he already went around that,
Yeah.
should have been more of a check on that one.
That's tough when you got a pitcher that's struggling and you give him an easy one, an easy strike. You just don't want to give anything like that away.
Watches that one go by this time. He's just talking to the umpire too a little bit.
I'm always curious as to what the conversation is with the batters and the umpire. They're probably not questioning, was that a ball, was that a strike? If they didn't swing at it, they think, and it's called a strike. Was that low, was that high? And McWillie lifts this one out to center field, but that's not going to carry far enough as Noah Rodriguez hauls it in. And any kind of threat for the Gulls is over as they leave one man on base, no runs on one hit. And we are headed to the top of the 5th inning, tied at 2.
Now pitching and warming up for your Silver Lake Gulls on the mound from Richmond, BC, number 18, Jake Finkelstein.
So if you agree, have a drink with me, raise your glasses for toast to a little bit of chicken fried.
3 full innings in the books here in Sylvan Lake, Alberta, as the Bulls and Gulls fighting for the weekend series, now tied at 1 apiece. Gulls taking game 1 on Friday, Bulls taking game 2 last night. And this is the rubber match as Tyler Vivier will start things off at the bottom of the order. 4th inning.
And right away, the new pitcher, left-hander Jake Finkelstein, is greeted by a base hit by Vivier.
And we were watching him in the warm-up, and we were cringing a little bit at the beginning to know how Finkelstein's pitching would come into play.
Well, you know, yeah, you're warming up, and your first pitch when you come out onto the mound to continue the warm-up, and it misses everything. And it's like, oh, no. That was an attempted bunt there by Haney, and it hit him, but the umpire is saying, well, he was in the batter's box, so he's okay. And Coach Chatwood is going to come out and find out just exactly what Corey Davis saw on that play. And he's going to get an explanation here, and I think he's not going to win the argument. He's not going to change his mind, but he's okay. That's what you saw.
Thinking if he's wondering because maybe what he saw from his angle was Caleb Haney's bunt did land in front in play originally, and then it kind of spun back and maybe hit him in the leg. I'm not 100% sure. Or
It did hit him, but
It
it
hit him.
hit him while he was in the batter's box. So
Yeah.
I think that's
the argument.
That's a foul ball.
Yeah.
So, or maybe he thought he was out of the batter's box and it hit him, so then he's out. So we don't have the benefit of a replay here, but 0-1 the count right now on Caleb Haney. It's Ty Vivier over at first base here in the top of the 4th inning. Gulls and Bulls tied up at 2. And Vivier takes off for second, and he makes it easily as the ball gets through the legs of Ben Prediger, so he didn't even have to slide. But of course, nobody's there to tell him, and Ethan He wasn't about to help him out and say, no, you don't have to slide.
I've noticed that a couple times with Vivier's, or sorry, not Vivier, with Haney at the plate. Or sorry, Prediger. I'm getting my words mixed up, but I've noticed that a couple times with Ben Prediger. If he's noticing someone, and that is hit pretty good into center field. However, that should be swallowed up by by Zeroni. However, that will still advance the runner from Vivier over to third. But as I was saying, I've noticed that with Prediger a little bit, as soon as he notices there's a runner, he's trying to steal second, and the pitch is still coming towards him, he almost takes his eye away from the ball coming at him, and it almost more times than not misses his catcher glove to be able to get the throw down. He always seems to bobble it a little bit. Maybe, I'm not sure, but that's just from something I picked up on watching recently.
And that's Nick Gravel grounding that out into center field, and that will plate Vivier from third. And just like that, the Lethbridge Bulls have taken the lead 3-2.
And some more warm-ups going on in the Gulls bullpen, and I just got word that could be Hunter Jones warming up from Edmonton, Alberta, number 32.
So a couple of base hits and a stolen base, and now you've got a run. And Finkelstein missing with that pitch. To Roger Riley, the left fielder today for the Lethbridge Bulls. Gravel over at first base. And a good block there by Prediger.
Yep.
Keeping Gravel over at first base. 2-0 the count now on Riley, who doubled back in the 3rd inning.
So a little throw to keep Gravel in check at first. Doesn't have too big of a lead over there.
And again, that gets the away from Prediger down low. But Gravel stays close to first base. And the count 3-0 now.
He was thinking about it. He kind of did take off for a second and then decided to retreat back to first.
And good strike there for Jake Finkelstein, who has come in to relieve the starter, Cooper Johnson, who lasted 3 innings. And we're not sure how long Finkelstein's going to last. And he misses with that pitch, ball 4. And Prediger's going to go out on the mound and have a little chat with his pitcher. I'm not sure if they're maybe not on the same page as far as the signs, or they're seeing something they want to try.
Yep, we're just still waiting to see Finkelstein settle himself into this game. He's really been struggling since coming in, but A lot of low balls into the turf. Low pitches.
3-2 Lethbridge with the lead here today. In the top of the 4th inning, Finkelstein misses with that off-speed pitch. 1-0. It's got to be frustrating for Coach Chatwood to, the bats aren't working, and last night the pitching was right on, and now the pitching they're just missing.
Yeah.
It's just nothing's clicking, nothing's working right now. Today, the bats a little bit.
A little bit better, yeah.
A little bit better, but
it's like they took a turn and totally swapped and decided to.
And both Coach Chatwood and Coach Hape are just, they got that look on their face like, come on, guys, let's find something that works. It might be just, I don't know. I'd hate to say, if your fastball is the only pitch that's working, do you just stick with that? Because these guys are good enough that they're going to pick up on that all you're throwing at me is fastballs, so I'm just going to wait for the fastball, and I'm going to jump all over that.
Yeah.
3-0 the count now, though. And another walk. That loads the bases.
Well, are the pitchers struggling with the ball, being wet from hitting the turf and hitting the ground so many times? Tough to say if, it just takes one ball to get into the turf that gets it a little wet. And they're struggling with getting a good grip on the ball. Tough to say, but.
It's tough to say, but Matt Hape is going to come out and have a little chat with Jake Finkelstein now. Again, it's a frustrating moment. If you've ever played a sport and you can do the job, and you think, okay, all I got to do is this, and that's going to be it for Jake Finkelstein as he's going to the bullpen. And I'm not sure who's cutting in, maybe Hunter Jones. But
frustration, I think, is the key word.
Yeah.
As you see it there on Finkelstein's.
Yeah, just the way he's walking to the bench,
hanging his head low and shaking it a little bit too.
He's had a tough career, I guess, with the Sylvan Lake Gulls. Last year, of course, he hurt his arm and then had off-season surgery, and he fought his way back, and that's right there. That's impressive to get back to this level as a pitcher after hurting your arm, and then you just can't seem to find something to get in a groove or anything else. So. We'll see what happens, and I don't think the pitchers aren't going to get a very long leash today, I think, by the Gulls coaching staff. They want to put a win up, and if you're not showing anything right away, you're probably going to have a seat on the bench.
Hunter Jones now will be the next in line to get a crack at the pitch and crack it on the mound there, as he will take over. And as he takes over, we'll take a quick break, and we'll come back while he warms up to finish the rest of the 4th inning.
Welcome from Edmonton, Alberta, number 32, Hunter Jones.
All right, folks, a quick update on that Vesta Energy 50/50 jackpot. We are currently at $1,980 and climbing. You can get your tickets from any one of our volunteers in their black Vesta Energy 50/50 aprons. They are all over the concourse and in the stands. We'll make that draw coming up in the 8th inning. Tickets on sale until after the 7th inning stretch.
I was running from my brother and his friends. Tasted the sweet perfume of the mountain, got so rolled down. I was younger then. Take me back to when I found my heart was broken, it made friends and lost them through the years.
Well, Hunter Jones will come in. He is the 3rd pitcher of the day. We are in the top of the 4th inning, so that kind of gives you an idea of how things have been going, unfortunately, for the pitching staff for the Sylvan Lake Gulls today. And Hunter Jones comes in and he starts Carter Clairhout with a strike.
Maybe it helps if I turn my mic on. Yeah, you'll be happy to see that if you're Coach Chatwood. First pitch, first strike. The new pitcher coming in.
And quickly, 0-2, and the crowd giving kind of a sarcastic clap. If you can do that. I don't know if you can, but that's how it kind of sounded to me. And we did notice Jake Finkelstein when he left the game here just moments ago. He went back to the bullpen and absolutely drilled a couple of balls into the mat hanging from the fence, showing his frustration. And then he fired his glove on the ground. So he's got a lot of pride, for sure. And he knows that he let his teammates down here, and he hopes that Hunter Jones can pick them up right here. But this is kind of some contact there between Matty Fung and the base runner over at first, Kyle Turner.
I think what happened, honestly, is Matty Fung just caught his toe into the turf. I don't think he ran into the second base runner there. I think he just honestly was thinking of maybe making the double play, and as he was looking over his right shoulder, he caught toe picked into the turf and kind of stumbled a bit, I think, is what I saw.
Yeah, because he did glance back at second base, and I'm thinking, well, maybe he saw something there. He got made some contact. Anyways, Carter Clairhout grounded out to second, but he also drives in a run, and that puts the Lethbridge Bulls up 4-2 now here in the top of the fourth. And this is the center fielder Noah Rodriguez. Hunter Jones, the third pitcher of the afternoon for the Sylvan Lake Gulls, and we are still early. And he catches the corner with a little off-speed pitch. 0-2 the count now on Rodriguez. If anything, they need to shut this inning down right now.
Yep.
The base runner over at second.
And third.
Time called there by Rodriguez.
There were some words, I think, from Ben Prediger at home plate to the third base Roger Riley. Kind of gave him a head shake and I don't know, some words. And he took his mask off too to express some words. I'm not sure what that was all about. But
I have to ask him about that. And a good block there by Prediger. Keeps it in front of him. Does a little 360 and finds the ball.
yeah, I don't know. There's some kind of words, but he's almost seeming like he's a little rattled right now. I don't know what is going on, but I'm just watching the two reactions, from both third and home and the catcher.
Now, is he talking to the runner at third, or is he talking to his bench? Is he getting something from the bench here, telling them, getting some conversation there?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it could be. Yeah, it could be the dugout actually.
Just because the way he's looking over there, so
he is looking like he's looking over there.
2-2 the count now on Noah Rodriguez. 4-2 Lethbridge with the lead over Sylvan Lake. That is fouled. Oh, a good grab? Nope. Almost a good grab there by, looked like Doc Hospital there. Not sure who that was. I think the coach is probably telling him, if you're going to sit out there, have your glove with you. Don't try and barehand anything. Only coaches can do that. And Jones missing outside. So the count full on Noah Rodriguez.
This is a huge pitch right now.
Roger Riley over at third. Kyle Turner, the base runner, at second. And you don't want to be loading the bases again. You've done it often enough already today. And we're only in the fourth inning. And that is sent out to shallow center field. That is going to score 2 more runs for the Lethbridge Bulls. And a couple of RBIs for the center fielder, Noah Rodriguez. So things just keep getting worse for the Sylvan Lake Gulls here this afternoon. as they are now down 6-2 to the Lethbridge Bulls.
Yeah, perfect placement by Noah Rodriguez to really add on to the damage as we were talking about. Now up 6-2 with just 4 runs, let alone in this 4th inning. And with 2 outs, the Gulls need to get out of this inning.
And I'm sure they are trying, but it's also very trying for the coach. Watching just nothing going right. Bats aren't working today. Pitches aren't working today.
Well, bats are working if you're the Lethbridge Bulls, and
Well,
a little bit for the Sylvan Lake Gulls too, however. But yeah, the defense side of things needs to be better.
They've only got 3 hits.
Yeah.
So that's, and he takes off, and that is lifted out into right field, and a diving attempt there by Michael Pollard, but that gets by him, and he gets the ball in. But Noah Rodriguez scores, and another run across the plate as Papersky holds up at second base. So a double for him, and another run scored. And it's just, well, I don't know what else to say.
Yeah, no, it's tough.
It's
tough.
just been a tough afternoon to this point. And we've seen this team come back.
Yep.
We have seen it, and we've seen it in this league where guys can put up an awful lot of runs. And you're looking at, 5 runs in this inning. There's nothing to say that Sylvan can't come back and put 4 or 5 runs up in the bottom half of the 4th.
I mean, if the Bulls can do it, so can the Gulls, right?
That's right.
It just takes one blow-up inning for a team to make the score interesting. And that's exactly what the Bulls are doing. They're riding a high, good inning for themselves. And credit to Pollard there in right field. I mean, he really stretched out for that ball. Just, that's a tough grab. I don't think anybody can really make that one.
And called strike there, 1-1 the count now on Ty Weavers, the designated hitter for Lethbridge. 14 pitches for Hunter Jones as he came in to take over from Jake Finkelstein, who took over from Cooper Johnson. That's grounded over to Matty Fung, who flips it up and loses the handle, but recovers fast enough to record the out over at first base, and mercifully ends the inning for the Sylvan Lake Gulls. But 9 batters come to the plate for the Lethbridge Bulls. They put in 5 runs on 4 base hits. And after 3.5, the Lethbridge Bulls with a 7-2 lead over the Sylvan Lake Gulls. Gulls coming to bat in the bottom of the 4th inning.
Well, after an explosive 4th inning for the Lethbridge Bulls, it is now the Sylvan Lake Gulls' turn to respond, with Ethan He starting things off. And that one just inside, called strike. Finds the strike zone.
You know, Weston Siefken started off shaky, but he's just settled right down. Didn't happen for the Gulls pitchers. They had some shaky moments and then continued on with more shaky moments. It just and like some of the base hits were just like little squibbers that just, you know, a line shot down third baseline that just stayed fair. And there's a hard hit by Ethan He to the shortstop, Tyler Vivier. And just like that, one down.
Yeah, it was almost like both pitchers, you know, traded off at some point in this game, because it was Cooper Johnson who came starting in the first inning, pitching really well. And we saw, as you said, Jim, Siefken struggling at the beginning, and then Johnson started to kind of fall apart, and Siefken started to find his game. And now he's just picking corners right now.
Matty Fung at the plate right now. Here in the bottom of the fourth inning, Lethbridge with a 5-run top of the fourth. And Fung now down 0-2. And as I found out last night, I kind of had an idea, but was confirmed to me by Hector Rodriguez, Chase's father, that this is the pitcher's count, where he can throw one. He doesn't have to throw a strike. At 0-2, and now it's 1-2. Still kind of a pitcher's count. He still can throw something that's not in the strike zone, but maybe gets a swing at it.
Yep. Yeah, you're in the driver's seat here if you're the pitcher.
And he comes inside with that one, evens the count at 2-2. Matty Fung scored the first run of the game. That seems like so long ago.
Yeah, it's been a slow 3-4 innings now.
And it's 3 straight balls now. You know, and here's part of the danger too, is you want some patience. You don't want to be just swinging at anything up there. But you're also anxious to get a base hit or get something going. And Matty Fung does exactly that as he drives that into right field. It's bobbled a bit by Kyle Turner, but not enough to advance Fung past first base, but he does collect the base hit.
Yep, that was huge.
Now batting for the Gulls, the center fielder.
And this is center fielder Caden Zawarny stepping in. He had a single in the first inning, and he walked in the second. And we'll see what he does here with a base runner on. Takes that first pitch for a strike. Now we got to see how aggressive Coach Chatwood is maybe sending the base runner here. Just trying to get somebody in scoring position some way, somehow.
I mean, you're only one out. You're definitely in that option to do so.
Oh, well, you can get him over to second by hitting the batter. And not exactly the how you draw it up, but that's the second base on balls for Caden Zawarny. Now here's a young guy that really wants to get off on the right foot here in this inning. Kyle Freilich. He hits the ball hard and he gives it a ride, but
well, he had a good second inning with the RBI single. So he's on the right track, you know. Maybe, you know, not always having to look at the picture of putting it over the fence, but just even if you can keep it in play and get the guys advancing one way or the other, that's all you need.
And that is grounded to the right side of the first baseman, Carter Clairhout, but he scoops it up. And Freilich advances the base runners as Fung goes to third and Zawarny heads up over to second, but that brings up Matthew Kurata with 2 out here. Runners on second and third. Gulls trailing 7-2 here in the bottom of the fourth inning.
And that was a nice grab by Clairhout as well.
Yeah. There's an example of why most of you'll see a first baseman who's left-handed. The ball to his right. His glove is right there.
Yeah.
And they also, when they stretch, they get that out a little further. That's what I've heard. I don't know if there's any fact to that. Two and 0 the count now on Matthew Carrata. That's Michael Pollard on deck.
So this isn't the first time we've seen for the Lethbridge Bulls. Brad Goodwin still warming up in the bullpen for Weston Siefken. And there he is there again. So, I mean, you got to feel almost for this Brad Goodwin guy, because he probably thought he was coming to the game a lot earlier than he was. So then they, you know, they kind of made him wait for a bit, and then now they have to re-warm him up again because Siefken started to find his game and rhythm. And there he goes back, comes back with a strike yet again. 3-1 the count now to Carrata.
And he draws the walk to keep the Indian alive and load the bases here. As Michael Pollard will step in. Pollard with a base on balls back in the first inning and grounded out to second.
And that will do it, I think, for Siefken's night as coaches come out to the mound.
Looks like Mr. Goodwin is leaving the bullpen and headed for the pitcher's mound. So we'll take a little break right here.
Pitcher for the Lethbridge Bulls is number 9, Brad Goodwin. Hey, fans, coming up after our top half of the inning is very special promo. If you've been to a Gulls home game before, you've seen it this year. It's going viral. I think we've even made TikToks about it. Stand by, the Snap Man is coming right up. Now batting for the Silver Lake Gulls, the right fielder, number 20, Mike Pollard.
Michael Pollard starting, or I guess I should say keeping things going here in the fourth, as we got a new pitcher on the mound for the Bulls. Now Brad Goodwin coming in. The first pitch is a strike.
2 down here in the bottom of the fourth inning. 5 runs by the Bulls in the top of the fourth as they came back from down 2-0 and have scored 7 straight runs. That is hit right back to the box to Goodwin. He knocks it down with his glove and makes the throw. And Carter Clairhout making an acrobatic catch. And I guess he kept his foot on the bag. That's what the umpire, John Oko, was looking for, to see if he kept his foot on the bag and kept the ball in his glove. And apparently he did. And so that is That is the third out of the game, or the inning. And the Gulls close that inning out with a bases loaded situation, but could not put a run across. They had just the one base hit, and they left 3 men on. So after 4 complete, it is 7-2 Lethbridge, with the Bulls coming to bat in the top of the 5th.
But wait a second, where's Pierce? Oh, Pierce is out there with Snackman.
Now, due to some of the conditions on the field, and we just want to make sure for everybody's safety, and the fact that Pierce, he's got those little legs, we don't know if he can go that full race, but they're going to take off from the foul pole, and they're going to come down here. Where's my ribbon at? Our finish line is right down here. All right, so we're going to get this ribbon set up, and then we're going to go. So Pierce and Snapman, I'm going to count you down. 3, 2, 1, go, and we're going to take off. All right, Sully's got our ribbon ready to go. In 3, 2, 1, go! What do you think, folks? Nice work, and happy birthday to Pierce Hughesby, turning 7 years old today. Have a round of applause for Pierce. And thank you very much, Snapman, brought to you by Snap Fitness, Silver Lake.
The shortstop, number 5, Tyler Vivier.
Well, an interesting play to end the bottom of the 4th inning over at first base, but it didn't go in the Gulls' favor, which, you know, not much has gone in their favor in this game at this point in time. But oh well, there's still, you know, plenty of time. They can come back. There's always opportunity in this game. That's why you play it.
Yeah, 5 full innings still left to go.
That's right. And this is shortstop Tyler Vivier, who started the the top of the 4th, and now he starts the top of the 5th. That tells you how rough that inning was for the Sylvan Lake Gulls. This is Hunter Jones still in there. 1-2 the count now on the leadoff hitter for this inning, at least. And the sun is shining.
Yeah, warm too.
It's beautiful out right now. You got to like that. And this is in foul territory. Matthew Carrata getting a beat on it, and he makes a really good catch out in foul territory. Maybe a sign of things to come for the Sylvan Lake Gulls. We're not sure. They're going to try their best, I'm sure, to try and turn this around. Good job by Carrata, who's showing that he's got some good glove hand, and got some good wheels to get to a ball, and he knows where he is on the ball diamond. He's got good awareness as to where he is on the ball diamond.
I'm surprised the shades are still on his hat and not on his eyes right now. When with the sun, you know, beaming down, especially with that catch, the sun would have probably been right in his eyes.
Possibly.
With that grab.
Quite possibly. Hunter Jones on the mound right now here in the top of the 5th inning. 1-1 the count now to the leadoff hitter. That'd be Caleb Haney, the second baseman, who's 0 for 3 this evening, or this afternoon. 2-1 the count now. A clean inning would be a really good start for the Gulls to bring back a little bit more confidence, I guess.
Well, that's what they need. Absolutely, they really can't afford to give up anything else They need some strong pitching, and you know what? They got that on Friday night. They got some strong pitching all of a sudden, and that started the comeback.
Well, they had really good pitching last night too.
Yep.
Just couldn't get any runs across. You lose a game 1-0, and you kind of look around and you go, okay, what did we do right? Well, they certainly threw a lot of strikes over at the Lethbridge Bulls, and there's a nice strikeout for Hunter Jones for the second out of the inning. That brings up the third baseman Nick Gravel, who's had a couple of, or at least one base hit and an RBI, and he scored twice as he got on with a walk.
Here's the third baseman, number 34, Nick Gravel.
I'll be honest, I like the position of the sun for me right now, because I was baking in the sun when it's in the later stages of the afternoon. The 6:30, 7 o'clock starts here. It's like I'm cooking. Stick a fork in me, I'm done.
I won't complain. I'm actually getting sun this way. I'm usually in the shade. The way that sun shines on you.
You are a little
You get
shady.
all of it. Yeah, I'm a little shady sometimes. Yeah. See, the sun doesn't. I don't attract the sunlight like you, Jim.
Oh, I
No.
see. Okay.
Spotlight's always on you.
I wouldn't say though. I wouldn't say that.
Two out with 1 and 2 being the count now to Gravel.
And called third strike. There's the inning that the Gulls need right at this very moment. Is a 3 up, 3 down. Hunter Jones comes in and does the job. His teammates congratulating him, saying, you know what? This is what we needed, man. Let's just get this going. Let's just get this going. And now they got to get the bats going on. Who's coming to bat? Well, let's just see. We've got Ben Prediger, Chase Rodriguez, and Tyler McWillie here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Gulls coming to bat. They trail the Lethbridge Bulls 7-2.
Now batting for your Silver Gulls, the catcher, number 12, Ben.
We are underway here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Ben Prediger will start things off for the Gulls. He had a walk in the first and a base hit, a single back in the 3rd inning. He's looking to ignite something, anything, for the Sylvan Lake Gulls. And he fouls that back just to the right of us, but too high for you to grab that, Cal.
Yeah, no, wasn't gonna get that one.
No. I don't want you leaning out the window.
Well, there's cameras in my way now
That's
too.
why
That's
I don't want you leaning out the window. You might knock the camera.
Yeah, I don't
off
want to take this beautiful camera off the ledge.
as you go over the edge.
I go with it.
Yeah. Well, that's why Calvin would be worried about the camera, I'm sure.
Yeah.
And a check swing for strike 2 on Prediger. Brad Goodwin on the mound. He takes over after a somewhat mixed bag performance from Weston The starting pitcher there, Weston Seakin. And Goodwin rears back and fires that fastball, but inside.
That was a good pitch too by Brad Goodwin. I mean, you're up on the count. You put it close enough that he got him thinking about it. That one not even close.
Yeah, he's trying to maybe get a little extra out of his arm.
Yep.
Yeah, we got action in the bullpen for the Sylvan Lake Gulls.
Yeah, 26 for the Sylvan Lake Gulls. Ryan Redeman looks like he might be next in line to try and change things up on the pitching end. And that one was right off the helmet.
And Prediger says, look it, I'm not hurt. I'm going to sprint down to first base. Here you go. Give me my gummy.
Yeah.
Give me an extra one.
Yeah.
Why not? 2 thumbs up from Prediger.
There you go.
I'm good. I'm good. I'm a catcher, man. I've been hit harder than that. Oh, I love catchers. Yogi Berra was one of my favorites. Some reporter once said to Yogi, said, you know, you're really not that good looking. You're kind of ugly. And he said, I don't see anybody hitting the ball with their face, because he was one of the most underrated batters in that era.
Yeah.
He was deadly with the bat. And he was deadly with the comments, the quotes too. I got a couple more Yogi quotes.
Catchers are like the goalies in hockey, hey?
You know what they are?
Well, similar.
Well, yeah, you got a guy
Similar
throwing a
thing.
ball at you at
Yeah.
90 plus, and then you
Yeah.
got guys firing hockey pucks at 95, 100 miles an hour. It's like, why would you want to stand in front of that?
Yeah, I don't know. Takes
And
a different person to do that, for sure.
I know I was talking to Ben one day, and 2-0 the count, by the way. And a big swing there from Chase Rodriguez. He was trying to send that one back to Vegas, where he's from.
Yeah.
Anyway, I was telling Ben, I said I did try catching once in Little League, and every time a guy would swing, I'd close my eyes, and he said, "Yeah, I've done that before." You put your glove where you think the ball's going to come, and just hope it hits your glove and doesn't get tipped foul, and then it comes off off your shin or your shoulder or
Well, yeah.
that area kind of thing.
Well, it's just a natural reflex too for any human to, when the bat's coming around, you kind of close your eyes.
Most
on impact, right?
Most catchers are a different breed. Let me tell
that's
you.
what I mean. Is that I know I close my eyes all the time when I would catch. I've tried it as well, when I was younger, growing up. I never liked it.
No, it takes a special individual to get back there and put on the tools of ignorance. 3-2 the count on Chase Rodriguez. Ben Prediger over on first base after getting beamed by Brad Goodwin. And Rodriguez gets around on that pitch, but it's foul. The count remains 3-2. 7-2 the score here at Gulls Stadium at Bogatal Park on a beautiful Sunday afternoon. Didn't start out that way, but the skies cleared up and we've got some bright sunshine, and the people in the stands are enjoying the weather, and that is ripped into right field by Rodriguez, and he keeps the inning alive with a base hit, and that brings up the designated hitter, Tyler McWillie. Now, I'm going to go on a limb, and if that first pitch is anywhere near where Tyler McWillie wants it to be, he's going to try and put it into the slow pitch dive.
Yep, absolutely. I mean, we've already seen him try to do that once today. I'm sure with 2 men on base, he's going to do it again. And just going back to Rodriguez's hit there, that one probably did not feel great. That was close to the hands, and that would have probably wrung the hands a little bit. But he'll take it, I'm sure. It paid off for him in a long way, as he's now on first base, and he advanced Prediger to second.
And apparently that wasn't the pitch that Ty McWillie was looking for, but it is called a strike. He's looking for something probably inside half of the plate, around waist high. That would be my guess. A long time there between pitches there for Brad Goodwin. So Ty McWillie calls time and steps out of the batter's box, gets himself back into focus here and waiting for the next pitch. 0-1 the count, 7-2, Bulls lead it. And McWillie rips that hard into left field. Hard enough that it got out there to left field fast enough, and Roger Riley got it back in. So nobody scores, but we do have bases loaded with nobody out. And Ethan He steps in to face Brad Goodwin.
And as expected, now bases loaded, 0 outs. Bullpen is looking a little bit more busier for the Lethbridge Bulls, as number 11, Hunter Porter, will come back and making yet another appearance in Sylvan Lake this weekend, maybe.
I'm betting he will.
I'm thinking he will. Yeah,
First
there
pitch
he
to
is.
He is called a strike. Yeah, he made an appearance as a pitcher on Friday night's game, and then he came in as left fielder on last night's game and made a great catch out in left field on a shot by Ethan He, who would probably like to get that same pitch and get that same result right now.
Yeah, this is a huge, huge opportunity for the Sylvan Lake Gulls. Fourth inning did not go their way. However, this could be their inning.
And a little foul tip there. Stays in the glove. And 1-2 the count now on the Sylvan Lake shortstop, Ethan He. Looking to get a base hit and cash in. A couple of those runners on base right now. This is outside with that one. 2-2 the count now. Matty Fung is on deck. 1 for 2 on the day.
Yep.
Ethan He is 0 for 2 on the afternoon. Yeah. Lifts this one out into shallow left field, and that is dropped by the left fielder. He fires it into third. That is Roger Riley with an error, and you know what? If that's what it takes to ignite the team,
Yeah.
then that's what you're going to get, and that's what you're going to accept. So a run is scored as Prediger comes in to score on that base hit by Matty Fung. Now, I'm not sure if he'll score. I'm not the official scorer, but we'll give him the base hit. It was a hard play there.
That was a very hard catch,
for
yeah.
Riley, so
Yep.
we'll give him the benefit of the doubt. But everybody moves up 90 feet. And that brings up Matty Fung.
Yeah, Matty Fung 1 for 3 so far on the day, hitting that single back in the fourth, and obviously if he can hit yet another single, that could be huge. As the Sylvan Lake Gulls in a little bit of a deep hole, trying to climb their way out. Or should I say fly their way out.
You could. You just did.
It happened.
It happened.
It
yes.
happened.
In spite of what you were thinking, it happened, right? That's okay. 2-0 the count to Matty Fung, who is at second base today. More familiar with him being in the outfield, out in left field. And that is inside 3-0. So Brad Goodwin falling behind here, and nobody in the bullpen for the Bulls right now. At least nobody throwing in the bullpen. One guy is stretching out. But Hunter Porter has sat himself down. And Fung taking all the way there. 3-1 to count now. Nobody out. 7-3. Bulls lead it. This could be the start of something. A big inning is what the Sylvan Lake Gulls are looking for right now. Now they have the opportunity. This is where you got to cash in. And Matty Fung rips that to shortstop. And Vivier, oh, he was pretty close to doubling up Ty McWillie over there. McWillie got back in time though.
Yeah, big heads up play by McWillie. Not only was he having to dodge the ball that was coming pretty much right at his head, but he had to make sure he got back to second to tag up. 'Cause he knew. He just knew that Haney was there behind him, or I should say Vivier. So Caden Zeroni, who we've seen, you know, getting a little bit of everything today. Hit by pitch, a walk, and then a single back in the first. Opportunity here with only one away, bases loaded to help decrease this Bulls lead.
This all started with Ben Prediger getting beamed on the, looked like the helmet, the back of the helmet. And a little floater down to second base. They're going to try and turn the double play, and not in time, but that will score another run for the Sylvan Lake Gulls as Zeroni makes it down to first base, but they force out over at second on Ethan He for the second out.
Now batting the first baseman, number 3, Kyle Freilich.
Well, luckily when you have bases loaded, that's something you can at least do when it's only one away. You're lucky if they don't turn that double play that you still score a run out of it.
And a first pitch to first baseman Kyle Freilich is called a strike. He'd love to cash in a couple of RBIs here.
Yeah, or even all three if he could.
Let's not get greedy.
Yeah, I know.
Or
You just got.
let's get greedy.
You just got to think though. He's due. He's due for something like that.
Throw over to first. Yeah, I don't know if the ball is traveling very well. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I have to talk to these guys. They're the experts. I thought Zeroni was going to try and steal second base there. He had a pretty good jump. 1-1 the count to Kyle Freilich.
Yeah, he's got a good lead over there at first. He's going for it.
He is taking off, and he makes it easily, because there was no throw on the play. And the count is 2-1 now. The other, well, you were here Friday night.
Yep.
Mr. Freilich looped one out to left field for a couple of RBIs.
Yeah, one that he doesn't usually do.
No, and I talked to him after. I said I kind of chuckled because the write-up in the newspaper was that he smoked the ball to left field. And he said, no, he says it doesn't, there's no pictures on the scorecard. It still is a base hit. So he flies out to center field, Noah Rodriguez. But the Gulls played 2 runners today in this bottom of the 5th inning. They are now down 7-4. The Lethbridge Bulls coming to bat.
Special thanks to Adrenaline Motors for providing the golf cart needed to assist people getting in and out of the stadium this afternoon.
If you need a little bit of extra assistance getting to and from the parking lot, we can help you out there. Just wave down one of our wonderful volunteers, and they will make sure you get to and from the stadium safely. Thanks to our friends at Adrenaline Motors.
Top of the 6th inning here at Gulls Stadium, and another pitcher, the 4th of the day for the Sylvan Lake Gulls. Ryan Redeman comes in to take over from Hunter Jones. And Roger Riley is greeted with a strike. And Redeman follows that up with a nice sweeping curveball there. That was so far outside, then came right in and caught the corner. 0-2 the count. And he bounces that one in, hoping for a swing and a miss. Yeah, you know, you made a comment there earlier about how the ball might be a little wet. My experience with this kind of turf is it drains pretty good.
Yeah.
You know, there's I'm not sure how wet the ball would get, and I don't think they would allow them anyways to play with a real wet one. Ethan He up with it behind second base, and his throw draws Kyle Freilich off the bag for a base hit for Roger Riley.
Well, and especially now too that the sun's been out for a couple hours, I think the field's drying a lot quicker than maybe it normally would.
You're probably right.
So definitely maybe, yeah, it was. I think it was maybe a little wet to start off with, but it's definitely drying up quite a bit.
This is right fielder Kyle Turner stepping in to face Redeman. And that, you know, that hit there by Riley, that's kind of an indication of how things have gone when, you know, when it's going bad for a team. Things just, you know, C&I single up the middle there. I mean, yeah, Ethan, he got to it, but he was in such an awkward position, and the ball wasn't going very fast when he got to it. That was just enough for Riley. So he had to rush the throw, pulls Freilich off the bag. Now you got a guy sitting on first base with nobody out.
Yeah.
Just like that.
Yeah, sometimes it just doesn't go your way, and
Yeah.
Sylvan Lake's just been struggling a little bit today.
Redeman misses high with that one. 2-1 the count now on Turner.
However, if there's any indication that the Gulls are, you know, at least they're batting somewhat decently. I mean, back in the 5th there, they scored a couple more runs, so they're giving themselves a chance.
And Riley takes off for second base and steals the bag. Now we got a runner in scoring position. 3-1 the count on Kyle Turner.
And he's got a wicked curveball.
Yeah, we saw evidence of that earlier.
Even that last throw was coming in quite a bit.
And that is over to Matty Fung. Flips it over to Kyle Freilich at first, and that is one out, but Riley makes his way down to third base on the fielder's choice. This first baseman, Carter Clairhout, who had an RBI back in the 4th inning. And he bounces this one to pitcher Redeman, who fires it over to first, and that skips past Kyle Freilich out into right field. That will score Roger Riley for the 8th run of the day for the Lethbridge Bulls, and Clairhout on the air makes his way over to second base.
Yeah, and again, goes to show just the way the day's been going for the Sylvan Lake Gulls. A wild throw from Redeman over to Freilich, and it hops through his glove and scores yet another run for the Bulls. And that was just a little low.
Want to know the count on Noah Rodriguez, the center fielder. Carter Clairhout over at second base. And Redeman misses low with that one. 2-0 now. it's just like they can't get into any kind of rhythm, it seems. Pitchers or batters. It's just, yeah. Maybe they need a road trip. Maybe
Yeah.
that's what they need.
Yeah, and
To turn
stats will
things around.
stats will tell you too that they just really seem to, you know, get things going on the road. 5-2 so far this year when traveling.
That's a one hopper to Matty Fung over at second. Makes the throw over to first. And we are down 2 outs with Chris Papirski coming to bat. And of course, Clairhout moves over to third base on the play. Every time I say the name Crease, all I can think of is the Karate Kid, John Crease.
Okay, yeah.
I was waiting for you to jump in. I teed it up for
Yeah.
you.
I was just gonna wait until
Oh, okay.
until you said I
Okay.
wasn't sure where you were exactly going.
I'm never sure exactly where I'm going, so don't feel out of it. 1-1 the count here on Papirski. He fouls that out of play.
So the next Silver Lake Gulls home game will not be until June 22nd here against the Edmonton Prospects for back-to-back games on the 22nd and the 23rd before then heading to Okotoks for another 3-game road trip, Okotoks and Brooks, before returning back against Fort McMurray.
Wow.
The makeup, would that be the makeup game?
No, that's July 3rd.
That's July 3rd. So that's June 27th. They go to, or they have Fort Mac here. Then they go to Fort Mac for 3, and then they return back to Sylvan Lake. So a little road trip for them coming up here after today's game, and then we will see them back for 2 games against the Prospects.
Full count here on Chris Papirski. Carter Clairhout sitting at third. That's exactly where the Gulls would like to leave him. And Redmond misses outside with that one. And Papirski draws the walk. And that brings up the designated hitter, Ty Weaver. He's reached base a couple of times on fielder's choice, but or once on fielder's choice. But he grounded out to second back in the 4th inning. That's sent down to the right field line. Kyle Freilich gave it a chase, but couldn't quite catch up to that one.
Yeah, no chance for either Freilich or Pollard on that play. It's just kind of in the middle of nowhere.
The old no man's land.
Yeah.
But it is a strike on the designated hitter Weavers. Again, the Gulls, I don't think they can afford to give up any more runs.
Nope.
I just,
Nope.
I got that feeling.
Well, especially being down 4 runs, you just the only thing you can do right now is gain runs instead of losing them. So
Yeah, and with the damage, and hope your offense comes to life.
and believe it or not, we've seen they were down 5 at one point on Friday, and they're only down 4 this time. So it is possible, and they just
It is.
just the way things have been going for them, the rhythm, like you said, Jim, they can't find it, and if they can start to find a rhythm, then it's possible.
And Papirski makes his way down to second for a stolen base. I don't think Ben Prediger had any interest in throwing down there with a runner on third. So I don't know if you'll call that. It's what they say is uncontested. So he kind of got the bag for free.
Yeah.
So I won't mark it as a stolen base. Oh, Okay. Ball 2 to Ty Weavers. 2-2 the count. 2 down here in the top of the 6th inning. Runners on 2nd and 3rd. Gulls trail Lethbridge 8-4. And an off-speed pitch that catches him and sends everybody packing. So 1 run on just the 1 base hit. And 2 men left on base. So after 5.5, the Gulls trail 8-4. And coming to bat in the bottom of the 6th inning, I've got Kyle Freilich, Matthew Carrata, and Michael Pollard. We'll be back.
The game was close, we'll call it a win. Go off to toast the boys again. That local band is back in town. They got a kind of minor league sound. They're not that bad, they're not that good, but all in all it's understood. We wanna dance, they wanna play. We wouldn't have it any other way. We like our beer fat as can be. We like our dogs with mustard and relish. We got a great pitcher, what's his name? Well, we can't even spell it. We don't worry about the pennant much. We just like to see the boys in it deep. There's nothing like the view from the cheap seats.
Brad Goodwin still on the mound for the Lethbridge Bulls, and I had forgotten that Kyle Freilich had flied out to center field, but my partner here, Cale Clark, reminded me, just like my wife does. She reminds me of plenty of things. So do my kids, by the way.
Yeah.
Lots of people remind me of things. But this is Matthew Carrata starting things off. Michael Pollard and then Ben Prediger are the scheduled batters here, and Carrata takes the ball.
If only your wife and kids were out there on the golf course with you to remind you how many strokes you hit on a hole.
Oh, I know exactly how many I got.
That was
And
perfect.
Matthew Carrata starts the inning off with a base hit out to right field. Could it be the start of something? It's got to start with something, and that might be it.
Well, we kind of got a similar start back in the 5th inning too, except instead of a single, it was a hit by pitch, and then Chase Rodriguez followed it up on with a single. So you never know. This could be, you know, there's like I said, they're starting to. There's a little bit of momentum on the offensive side of things for the Silver Lake Gulls. Just defensively, they can't seem to bear down.
And a called strike there on Mike Pollard from Mission Viejo, California.
And on deck, we got Michael Pollard. Or sorry, Ben Prediger, and he's talking to somebody down low at the mesh there. And I don't know if it's someone home watching him. Maybe it's his dad or his uncle, but right behind him, he had a couple words with whoever's sitting there behind him, and exchanged a couple smiles. So
he's a very personable young man, Ben is.
yeah.
He'll talk to just about anybody, I bet. 0-2 the count on Pollard, and he lines that into right field. So the Gulls have got something going on early here with a couple of base hits. First by Carrata, then by Pollard. And I believe, and now correct me if I'm wrong, and I think I'm not, is those two young men are roommates. Corrada and Pollard. And apparently now they drove up from California. I've made that drive. They're a little further north than Palm Springs, but they did it in a day and a half, according to Matthew Corrada's dad.
Oh wow, that's pretty quick because it's normally a 3-day.
Well, 2.5 for sure.
2.5 for sure, right?
You know, we do it in about 10 hours each day,
Yeah.
and about 8 hours on the last day. So it's about 26, 27 hours.
Those are long days.
But these guys, they're young, and all they need is a Red Bull, and they'll drive forever. I actually did that once. I've never had an energy drink. And then when we were driving from here to Winnipeg, and stopped for gas in Regina, and that's fouled out of play. Stopped for gas in Regina, and I was feeling a little tired. I was starting to do the head nod.
Yeah.
And so I thought, you know what, I'm going to try an energy drink. So I gulped down an energy drink, filled the car up with gas, and I probably could have driven to Thunder Bay. It's just like, I'm going.
Yeah.
I'm going. I'm not stopping.
Wide awake. Yeah.
Yeah. It took me a while to settle down.
That's
I'm
funny.
not going to do that again. It works for some people. It didn't. Well, it did work, but.
Yeah, a little picker upper never hurt anybody,
No.
I guess.
2-1 count now to Ben Prediger. Yeah. Red Bull, no bull.
Doesn't give you wings though, does it, Jim?
Well, it gave me something. Like I said, I probably could have made it to the East Coast the rest of that day.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, they're not the greatest for you.
And that is driven hard to left field, but foul by Prediger. Yeah, that's one thing I've noticed about Ben here. He doesn't get cheated on any swings. That's for sure.
Yeah, and,
Enjoying the sunshine, the crowd.
yeah, and you would have never thought you would see this coming to the ballpark today, and just now seeing people laying on the berm, tanning, no jackets, T-shirts, shorts even.
Beautiful.
It really turned out to be a gorgeous Sunday.
On a throw down to second base by Chris Papirski, trying to catch Matthew Corrada sleeping, but he must have had his Red Bull. He might have got something in his eyes there.
Well,
Sliding back into the bag.
Yeah.
You've got those little rubber pellets in the grass.
Yeah,
here,
yeah,
And boy, I'll tell you, you could probably, you could easily get something like that in your face.
absolutely. And some more action. Well, just kind of, I guess, keeping their arms loose in the bullpen for both the Sylvan Lake Gulls there, and some dynamic stretching going on in the Bulls bullpen right now.
Oh, and that's the second time. And Prediger's like, come on, man. You already hit me in the head once. He's not happy with that. And he's having some words with the Bulls bench here. And first base umpire John Oko is kind of being the peacemaker here. As Carter Clairhout was keeping an eye on things as well, making sure the Prediger didn't go after Brad Goodwin. But that's twice now. And
Yikes.
Jason Chatwood just he came down the third base line. Probably had a few words as well to say to the Bulls pitcher. But the coach is coming out to have a little chat, and maybe he's going to tell him, you know what, not a good idea to hit guys in the hip with the ball.
Yeah, you're not going to make friends by doing that.
Yeah, just calm down. Don't worry about it. And I'm pretty sure he's not doing it on purpose.
No, absolutely not.
But, you know,
It's just
Prediger, I mean, you take it once in the helmet and you go, okay, I'll show you. I'm just going to get down to first base and act like nothing happened. But to get it a second time, you're thinking, I don't need that.
Yeah, the same guy. Like it's almost like a coincidence that it just had to be the same guy you hit in the head twice, back-to-back at-bat appearances. And but you know what? I think Prediger will take it because look at this. It's bases loaded, 0 outs, and down 4. You know, there's a chance here for the Sylvan Lake Gulls.
Chase Rodriguez, one swing of the bat could tie this game up.
Oh my goodness, that went high.
He got underneath that one, and that is going to carry foul and out of play.
That almost had me thinking, will that?
Did I
almost
say
on cue.
something?
Yeah, almost
Oh.
on cue. It was pretty close.
Wouldn't that have been something?
Yeah, really exploded off the bat there.
Yeah. He's looking up to the sky, Rodriguez is, thinking, oh,
That could have been the
just
one.
missed that one.
Yeah.
And his dad, his mom and dad, and his family, they watch the live feed on their big screen down in Vegas. And they're unfortunately they're not seeing this one because they're on the plane back to Vegas today.
Okay, yeah.
They were on their way up to Edmonton to catch a flight back home. So and he might have it on his laptop. I don't know. Hector, if you're watching, thank you so much for yesterday. You were awesome. You were a rock star. I appreciate your help, and you saved a little bit of wear and tear on my voice because you did most of the talking, and it was probably better that way. But your son's down 0-2 right now and looking to get a base hit and cash in a run or two.
Yeah, I better be careful with Hector when he's in town. He might take my job. Yeah, I might not have a job if he keeps coming back to Sylvan Lake.
They left early last night in last night's game, and I asked Chase. I said, "You dad's still around?" He goes, "No, they left early. It was too cold." Hey, they're from Vegas, man. It was 110 down there.
Oh, jeez.
And Rodriguez with a good eye, bringing the count even to 2-2.
Well, Hunter Porter is still in the Bulls bullpen right now, warming up. There he is. And just in case, says he might be making an appearance here pretty soon, as the bases loaded, still 2 outs. However, there's a chance for the new pitcher in Goodwin to get himself back to even.
Oh, and here's a double play.
Yeah.
Right to the shortstop, Vivier, and they catch Pollard off the bag. So an easy double play there for Vivier. He makes both putouts. And this is Ty McWillie. He's looking to. I mentioned this last night. The other day, Ty said, "You know what? When you said that you predicted 20 home runs for me," he says, "I haven't hit one since then." He says, "You've jinxed it."
I had a feeling. Yeah,
You jinxed it. And
feeling.
I said last night,
Got in his head.
I said, if I put the jinx on you, then I can take the jinx off of you. So I tried that last night when he came to bat. And it didn't work.
I had a feeling too by you telling him that it might have got in his head a bit. No, he's going to be doing his trying.
That didn't get in his head. He's too smart a guy to be listening to some play-by-play guy in Sylvan Lake telling him what to do with the bat. Hits this one deep and deep and deeper, and the jinx is off. There you go, Ty McWillie. Thank you very much.
Wow.
I feel better now.
Yeah, that was good.
He gave that right. It's 400 feet to dead center field here at Gulls Stadium, and Ty McWillie getting the bat, bumping helmets with his teammates, going, "Thank you very much." He has just brought the Gulls to within one
Yeah, there
of
you
the
go.
Lethbridge Bulls. That young man's going to have a smile for the rest of the inning.
Oh, did he ever get a hold of that? I mean,
He
it was just one of those things that it just kept going and going and going, and next thing you know, it hits off the batter's eye there, backdrop, and no problem. Well, now they're just down by 1.
They are down by 1.
That could be huge. That was a momentum changer right there.
It could be. This is what they're looking for, the breakout kind of thing, and maybe this ignites everything for the Gulls.
Yeah, that's McWillie's second home run of the season.
There. The jinx is over. It's officially over. Okay?
All right.
I don't want to hear any more about it. Ethan He at bat, 1-1 the count. I think this might be the last inning for Brad Goodwin, I think, too. Oh, man,
Yeah.
he's just hit another batter. I just, as a pitcher, you're trying to throw inside because you don't want to give that inside pitch away all the time. You need to throw inside on a batter.
Yeah, that'll be it too for him, I think, as Porter will be coming in.
But Ethan, I hope we gave him a couple of goals. And you're right, I think Hunter Porter's going to come in, and that's pretty much it. Brad Goodwin just couldn't get it done for the Lethbridge Bulls. He's going to have to take a seat. He's probably thinking, "Oh man, I didn't mean to hit any of those guys, but that's part of the game. You're pitching inside because as a pitcher, you want to get that call."
Yep.
But he's going to have to reassess, I guess. Maybe he's going to have to throw outside instead of inside. But then that takes away a weapon for the pitcher. So what else can you do, right? So let's get back to Ty McWillie. When he said that, he said it laughingly, somewhat. And he's a big kid from Saskatchewan. And so I was a little concerned that if he didn't hit one in the next little while, he might take it out on me.
He might hit you next. Yeah.
Well, he might use some practice kind of thing. And I'm thinking, no, I don't. You're gonna get one. I said, you're gonna get one. So he's, I said 20. He's
That's
down,
2.
He needs 18 more over the rest of the season. So I'm still confident he's going to do it. He just that'll help him.
Yeah, absolutely. And it was such a team, picker-upper too. It's just the way this game's been going. They haven't had really any luck with getting, anything going. And really just before that home run, not to forget the bases were loaded. However, there was a double play right away.
That's right.
And that can just be, and that's kind of just been how their night's been going. They kind of got their hopes up where that's twice now where the bases have been loaded, and then there was a line drive right to shortstop, and luckily Tyler McWillie was on the receiving end of that where he got back to second in time to not allow it to be a double play turn. However, this time it was, and then he gets up to the plate and kind of almost being discouraged again, he puts it over the fence and just gets the boys, their spirits up.
A hard hit ball right to somebody, and then they just have to step on a bag and make a play. That's a deflator.
Yeah.
So Hunter Porter steps into the game. He was left fielder last night and made a great catch out in left field. He's going to come in and pitch tonight or this afternoon. And he's going to face the top of the order, Matty Fung, with Ethan He over at first base with a sore left shoulder. And Matty Fung greets him with a deep shot to right center field. But Noah Rodriguez, who has got a great set of wheels and a solid glove, and he gets over there. He ran a long way to catch that one. So Matty Fung flies up to center field to end the inning, but the big blow struck by Watrous, Saskatchewan, or Plunkett, Saskatchewan, depends on who you talk to, Ty McWillie, as he brings the Gulls to within 1 with a 3-run shot. We are headed to the top of the 7th inning here at Pagatle Park, Gull Stadium.
Celebrate your summer occasion at Gulls Field. You can visit us on our social media and on our website for details on group packages and tickets. Just out of curiosity, and with your applause this afternoon, how many of you are at your very first Sylvan Lake Gulls game today? So great to have you. And how many of you have been to 1 or 2 or more in the time that we've been alive for 2 years in Sylvan? We love having fans here. 1, 2, or more games. Thanks for joining us with your family and friends. Have a great day at the ballpark, everyone.
And on that note, fans, we've got Sully the Gully up in the Gulls' nest. It's your promo movie out here along the Gulls dugout. Marissa and Sully have some goodies to give away. Who wants a souvenir to take home tonight? And even Joe upstairs is dropping some tattoos down. It's a hybrid edition of Gull droppings here at the ballpark this afternoon. Woo! What else you got there? That's it. All right, they're still dropping over there. Joe's dropping some more from the top. All right. Let's get back to this ball game. These Gulls are in it. Go, Gulls, go! Go, Gulls, go!
Now batting for the Bulls, the shortstop, number 5, Tyler Vivier.
Top of the 7th inning, 8-7. The Lethbridge Bulls lead. The Gulls with a 3-run bottom of the 6th inning to close to within 1. And this is the shortstop, Ty Vivier, facing Ryan Redeman as he starts his 2nd inning.
That one I thought should have counted as a strike, but hey, what am I to judge?
We have a different angle than the umpires.
Yeah,
we know that.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's in there for a strike. 2-1 now the count.
Well, these next 3 innings, Jim, going to be quite interesting to watch. It's a 1.
This is well outside 3-1, and this is what the
One-score game.
WCBL delivers to the fans.
Absolutely.
You can get a 1-0 game last night, and now we've got 15 runs across the plate here, and we're not through 7 full innings. And Redmond comes back with a strike to make it a full count. Vivier with a base hit back in the 4th inning, scored a run, stole a base, and he's showing the glove as well. And that's inside, and he draws a walk to lead things off. Not what you want happening after you've just pulled within 1.
No, yeah.
And you start off the next inning by getting a free pass to the leadoff hitter.
Yeah, that's the one and only one that you maybe would want to have as a walk.
Then you bring the meat of the order up as well.
Exactly.
With nobody out. So you get the top of the order here with Caleb Haney, and a throw over to first base there by Medeman. Haney is 0 for 4 today, so
at least he scored. He did score that sacrificed RBI in the 4th inning there. I have on my sheet.
And he takes that pitch low for ball 1.
Sacrifice fly out, I believe it was.
Up to center field.
Center field, yeah.
Yep. And another throw over to first as Redmond feels that Vivier is a threat to steal. And he did have a stolen base, like you said, in the 4th inning. So he's got some wheels. He's got a pretty good lead over there, too. And Redmond fires a fastball past Caleb Haney.
And some more warming up going on in the Gulls bullpen, too, just to be fresh and ready. And I think that's 23, Jesse Simpson, maybe, warming up.
And the other night when Ben Prediger had his glove, the ball go through his glove.
Yep. It was because of that guy.
He borrowed Jesse Simpson's catcher's mitt.
Oh, okay. Okay.
And I wasn't sure. I have to ask him, why you're a pitcher? Why do you have a catcher's mitt? Just happen to have one in your bag, I guess? I don't know. Haney squares the bunt, and he fouls it back. 1-2 the count.
Well, I remember, too, because Prediger wasn't used to that glove because he's struggling a little bit catching some of the pitches after that glove change.
And Vivier's got a little more of a lead right now.
Yeah.
Maybe a throw over to first. No, he's coming home with it, and misses high for ball 2. Top of the 7th inning, Lethbridge with an 8-7 lead over the Sylvan Lake Gulls on a lovely Sunday afternoon. Getting to be a lovely Sunday evening. This is lined out into right field. And Michael Pollard scoops it up and gets it back in.
Wow,
he
that was
got
a
it back
good
in
throw.
quick.
Yeah.
Vivier had to be paying attention over there at second base. He got back in time, but just in time. So the first 2 batters get on base here in the top of the 7th. And this is the 3rd baseman, Nick Gravel, stepping in to face Redmond.
And another guy, too, for the Lethbridge Bulls who has had a little bit of everything so far today, and grounding out, had a walk and then a single, and then he struck out in that order.
And that gets past Prediger. Goes right to the backstop.
So now 2 runners in scoring position.
Yeah, that just deflating to see that. And we're not sure what's going on
yeah,
here.
the umpire.
3rd base umpire is headed over there to to the Gulls bullpen to say something to somebody. Not sure what. Anyways, it's settled. Whatever it was, it's settled. This is Nick Gravel. So you got lefty against lefty. And Reddeman comes in with a strike to even the count of 1-1.
Yeah, I'm just keeping my eye over there on that bullpen. I'm not sure if there's something said. There's not many players over in the bullpen right now anyways. That would hurt.
Rudiger just took a foul tip. I'm not sure where he got it, but Gid's had a tough day. He's been beamed twice in the helmet with a pitch, and now he just takes another one off the somewhere.
Hit a steal, that guy.
Oh my goodness. This is why I never wanted to play catcher. I bruise too easy.
But the poor guy wasn't even being the catcher when he got 2 balls in the head.
Exactly. It's like you attract the baseball. You're like a baseball magnet as a catcher.
Yeah.
And a beautiful pitch there by Reddeman. A good solid fastball to sit down Nick Gravel. That's what they needed right there.
And there's another K right there on the screen going up on the fence.
6 on the afternoon by 4 different Gulls pitchers.
Yep.
That misses outside to Roger Riley. 1-0 the count. Yeah, Cooper Johnson started the game, and Jake Finkelman came in to pitch for him in the 4th inning. And he didn't last very long. 1/3 of an inning. And then Hunter Jones came in. And now we have Ryan Reddeman. And Ethan He has come over to have a little chat with his pitcher.
Yep.
He might be saying, hey, you know what? You might want to keep an eye on the runner at second, who is Caleb Haney. Maybe he figures that Haney's getting too big of a lead. Yeah, it's not too big. And this is looped out into shallow right field. That is going to score 2 runs here. And those 2 runs base on balls and a single come back to haunt him, and just like that, the Bulls are back to a 3-run lead.
Yeah, that was a big single and a nice RBI for the Lethbridge Bulls, Roger Riley. Obviously, that's a response you want to have here, the Lethbridge Bulls, after the Gulls were starting to make things interesting. That 3-run shot, thanks to Ty McWilliam. That'll do it, too, for the pitcher. So the 5th pitcher for the Sylvan Lake Gulls, our 5th change that we will see today. We're getting a new pitcher coming in. And not sure who that will be, but we'll have it for you when we come back to keep the 7th inning going next on Home Team Live.
Today's attendance, 1,304 on a Sunday afternoon here at Gulls Field at Pagano Park. We appreciate you being here and joining us this afternoon. All 1,304 of you from wherever you may roam across Alberta today. Thank you very much for joining us.
On the mound and warming up for your Sylvan Lake Gulls from Victoria, British Columbia, number 23, Jesse Simpson.
Well, the Victoria, BC native will be in for the Sylvan Lake Gulls on the mound as we see our 5th pitcher for the Sylvan Lake Gulls in this ball game, down now 3 runs, 10-7 Bulls lead, and Kyle Turner at the plate.
And Simpson starts him off with a fastball, catch in the corner for a strike. It's Roger Riley over at first base. He had a 2-run single.
Jesse Simpson with a 2.25 ERAs. That has popped out to shallow left. And oh, just
Chase
out of the glove.
Rodriguez almost made a great catch out there. He looks a little shaken up because of that as well. So he laid out for that one. Ethan He tried to get over there from his shortstop position, and the left fielder got there first, and that's a base hit there for Kyle Turner.
So again, just frustration, continues for the Sylvan Lake Gulls on the defense side of things. Offensively, they've battled pretty good here at home, but it's just a totally different storyline from what we're used to seeing.
Yeah. It's one thing getting base hits that are, solid, but when you get these little loopers that go out there, it's so frustrating as a defender out there. You think, oh man, just hit it to me.
Yeah.
Or hit it somewhere, hit it hard where I could get at it.
Yeah,
kind of thing.
the placements have been very hard for Sylvan Lake to get to.
I mean, there's nothing they can do about it, obviously.
No.
Red Deer's Carter Clairhout steps in to face Jesse Simpson. And he watches that pitch sail past outside. 2-0 the count. 10-7. Bulls lead it here in the top of the 7th inning.
Yeah, the one thing in this game, Jim, you're not getting the grounders, right? You're getting more of the flyouts, but the flyouts in the tough spots. And, if you're not getting those, then you're walking guys.
There's a little dribbler off the plate. That's going to count as a strike instead. 2-1 the count now on Clairhout.
Well, the Red Deer boy on the Lethbridge Bulls, he's been doing not too bad on the bat. So 167 batting average so far this year. He's got 36 at-bat appearances ahead of this game with 2 RBIs. Still yet to find his homer of the year.
And that ball inside and gets away from Prediger, and
oh wow.
That was Riley making a wide turn around third base, and he had thoughts of heading home, but Prediger got the ball back into play, and they can keep him at third base. But now you've got runners on second and third, and a 3-1 count on Clairhout, so you're a pitch away from loading the bases for Noah Rodriguez. And sure enough, there's another walk. And that brings up the center fielder Rodriguez. Bases loaded with 1 down here in the top of the 7th inning.
So far, Noah Rodriguez has had 3 RBIs in today's game. He had the single in the 3rd, and then he had the 2 RBI single in the 4th. So this is a guy you do not want to give fully loaded bases to. And yeah, we're really starting to see Simpson struggle here a little bit, putting a couple into the turf.
Nobody's in the bullpen over on the Sylvan Lake side of things, so this might be his inning to dig yourself out of the hole yourself there, my friend. But you've got a bunch of guys behind you that can kind of help you out. right there. A ground back and he rushed the throw, and that's going to score 2 runs there. A chopper back to the mound, and Ryan Redham is telling his catcher, sorry, man, rushed that throw. And that's just kind of the day it's been for the Silver Lake Gulls. 1 step forward, 2 steps back sort of thing.
Now batting for Lethbridge, the catcher, number 18, Chris Papirski.
Yeah, well, give credit to the Lethbridge Bulls. Give credit to the Lethbridge Bulls. They, come in and they weren't discouraged with that 3-run homer by Tyler McWillie, and we get some more warm-ups going on in the Gulls bullpen by, looks like number 7, Tyler Boudreau will make his way into this game. So Gulls definitely gave it a good effort back in the 6th inning to get that nice 3-run shot thanks to Tyler McWillie, but then Bulls answer back with 4 runs already here in the 7th and only 1 away.
And still runners on 2nd and 3rd. And Simpson finds the strike zone with that one. 1-1 to count. 2 big innings so far for the Lethbridge Bulls. A 5-run 4th inning, and now a 4th-run 7th inning, and they're not done yet with only 1 out and runners at 2nd and 3rd.
I noticed with the Silver Lake Gulls dugout, there's always most guys standing, and then there's always the one guy there. And today it's Noah Hall sitting on some kind of bucket, or I don't even know what he's sitting on, but he's sitting on something there just straight right in front of the dugout.
Strike called there, 2-2 the count now. On the catcher, Chris Papirski. Yeah, I can't really tell. They've got the shot up there and can't really see what he was sitting on.
No. Might be 2 of them now sitting on something. I don't know. Someone's beside him as well.
Well, you got to be comfortable in the game. A foul tip there, I guess. Rudiger was trying to sell it as he missed it, I missed it, but I tagged them out. Home plate umpire Corey Davis not buying that one. And that was a swing and a miss, and he does tag him out. Well, no.
Just to make sure.
Okay, but here it is. Like he did miss it, and then he went and chased him down, and the home plate umpire Davis had already called him out, so he didn't have to go and try and chase him down and tag him, and then he didn't have to throw it down to first base. That could have been. I'm not sure what the logic is behind that. You got to yell it loud enough that you got him out, I guess. But
yeah, maybe he just didn't hear him.
Possibly.
So he just double check, make sure.
Rudiger's ears are probably still ringing after being
yeah,
beamed
exactly.
twice at the head.
Yeah, exactly. His hearing's going.
Now there's also the rule about a base being occupied. You don't have to, if first base is open, then or if there's a runner occupying first base, you don't have to throw down. I think that's how the rule goes. I shouldn't speculate on what the rule is because I really don't know. I've been out of the game a long time. 2-0 the count right now, and this is Ty Weavers at bat. 2 down, top of the 7th inning. That is popped foul. Oh no, Freilich makes the play in foul territory to get them out of the inning, but once again, damage done as the Bulls strike for 4 runs here in the top of the 7th inning. They now have a 5-run lead, 12-7 Lethbridge, and the Gulls coming to bat in the bottom of the 7th.
All right, folks. It's that time of night, or afternoon, I guess, as it were. It's time for the 7th inning stretch. So it's time to stand up, stretch it out. And as is tradition here at Gulls Field, we sing a little Take Me Out to the Ball Game. And this afternoon joining us is 7-year-old Corbin. Everybody say hello to Corbin. All right, Corbin, you ready to sing this song for everybody? All right, Joe and D-Rock upstairs. When it's ready, it's Take Me Out to the Ball Game. Nicely done. How about a round of applause for Corbin here this afternoon? Lots of baseball left. Let's get those rally caps out. It's time. Gulls up to bat. Let's go.
Caden Zawarny will lead things off here for the Sylvan Lake Gulls in the bottom of the 7th inning. 12-7 Gulls trail. Hunter Porter on the mound for the Lethbridge Bulls. And after last night's 2-hour and 15-minute game, payback.
Yep.
And he squares the bunt and bunts that foul.
Well, can you tell I'm here now, Jim?
Yeah.
It only goes quick when I'm not here.
I'm not saying anything.
As Blake would testify to that.
Yes, he did. He did make mention of the fact that we don't have quick games when you're here.
No.
We have quick games when you're not here. Maybe just step out of the room for about 30 seconds.
Sure.
And just come back in. It's like
do everybody a favor.
That's well hit by Zeroni.
Wow.
That's good. Up against the wall. He's headed for second base with a stand-up double to lead things off. Gulls not laying down. They are going to try and battle back. And Kyle Freilich steps up, and I'm sure Tyler McWillie and Kyle Freilich, who are good buddies, have had a little chat about the home run thing right now.
Yeah, you never know.
I'm not saying that he should try and lift one out of here. Just keep the inning going is where the focus should be. But Zeroni over at second base.
Well, they did have a little friendly competition last year on who was going to finish with the most home runs for the team, and I think it was Tyler McWillie with the one edge on Freilich.
I think it was, yeah.
And it came like the last game too. Remember when he had that one game where he hit 3 homers?
One to each field.
Yeah.
Left, center, right. He showed power in all 3.
That was fun. That was fun to watch.
It sure was. And that hits Kyle Freilich. And Zeroni was headed for third base, thinking he got a free base there, but he has to go back to second. That's 5 hit batters in this game by the Lethbridge Bulls. 5 hit batters, and they're up by 5. That's just one of the quirky things about this game of baseball.
Yeah, it's just a defensive collapse really for really both teams, but mainly for the Sylvan Lake Gulls. I mean, they looked like momentum was starting to shift in their favor. They were getting some runs. They were getting everything going the right way, and then very top of the next inning, Bulls come out and just run all over them.
This is Matthew Carrata. Nobody out. 1-1 the count on the third baseman for the Sylvan Lake Gulls, Cerritos, California, which I found out was about 2 hours from Palm Springs. It's in the Los Angeles, Orange County area. That is fouled out of play.
Yeah, pretty quiet in both bullpens this late in the game, and I mean, if you're the Gulls, you kind of tried everything.
Yeah.
What else do you do?
Just keep battling.
Yeah.
That's all you can do. Hunter Porter on the mound, taking a little bit of extra time as his attention was drawn to second base, and Zeroni, who had a decent lead.
I can just hear the crowd a little bit getting. I don't know if they're yelling at the pitcher to get going or whatever it was, but I'm hearing a few things being said out there and from the fan base here in Sylvan.
Well, you know, and here's the thing: you want him distracted.
Oh yeah.
Like if his attention is being occupied by somebody on base, then his attention is not at the guy who can hurt him, and that's the guy with the bat, which is Matthew Corrado. 1-2 the count on Corrado. And he bounces that one into the turf, and Zeroni gets back safely.
Zerona was literally almost halfway to third base by the time he decided to turn around and go back to second. He was quite close.
You almost think, you know, if you're halfway there,
You may as well just keep going.
keep going.
Yeah.
But it's easier to go back to second. And there's a play as Porter steps off the rubber to maybe thinking of making a throw over there, and decided to better not. It wasn't really a quick move anyway. He was just kind of mixing things up. And a strikeout there for Hunter Porter as Coretta swings and misses on that one. That's the first out of this bottom of the 7th inning. Michael Pollard steps in now to face Hunter Porter.
Now batting for the Gulls, the right fielder, number 20, Mike Pollard.
Pollard with a single back in the 6th inning. He takes a rip at that one for strike one. Runners on first and second here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Gulls trailing Lethbridge 12-7. Another good cut there by Pollard.
Yep, two big swings and 2 quick strikes.
This is outside with that one. 1-2 the count. Hunter Porter likes to take a lot of time between pitches.
Yep.
But he gets the strikeout. That's the second in a row for him in this inning. That brings up catcher Ben Prediger, who's probably thinking, don't hit me.
Yeah, don't hit me in the
Just
head.
do not hit me. Anywhere. Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Anywhere. Just don't hit me.
Now batting
Okay?
the catcher, number
Throw it
12,
underhand.
Ben Prediger.
Yeah, after being hit twice, I wouldn't want to step in that
No.
batter's box ever again.
Be a little gun shy.
Yeah.
But, you know, true to his personality, he probably just shook it off and said, okay, I got to get in there. I got to get a base hit. And he hits the ball hard when he gets the barrel on the ball. He watches that go outside for ball one.
And then I noticed just the style from Porter pitching. He'll look back at if there's a runner on second, he'll look back at second, look to the batter, pause, then he'll look back, and then doesn't make any time when he looks back to the batter, he'll throw it right away.
We had a little
Ooh,
play on, and
that's
that goes
going.
out into center field. I don't think that was the play they had on. In fact, I can guarantee you that's not the play they had on.
Nope.
You know, and that's one of the things about throwing to a base that I was taught is that if you're going to throw, put a little something on it.
Yeah. Don't
When you
love
try
it.
and aim it, and you're not going to hit your target more times than not. Kind of thing. Get it to the second baseman or the first baseman,
Well, and-
wherever you're
yeah.
throwing.
And two, what is that lob going to do, right?
Yeah,
Like it's,
if you're not trying to get them, then just don't bother throwing.
yeah.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
But the Gulls will take it. They've got runners in scoring position, and that ball is fouled back by Prediger. Evens the count at 1-1.
Foul ball brought to you by Clearview Glass.
I think that was a pitch that he wanted and liked it, but just got underneath it. I don't know. Porter looked over at third like he was going to throw again, and
No one was even there.
no one was there. And Zeroni, like, he made his way back, thinking, well, "Did I miss something? Third baseman's nowhere near here. What is he doing?" Go ahead, throw it.
Yeah. Another tip foul there by Ben Prediger. So 1-2 the count. 2 men on base, 2 outs. And if you're going to get anything going, you need to capitalize on these 2 runners, especially in scoring position.
12-7, Bulls lead it here in the bottom of the 7th inning. And Hunter Porter, after putting the first 2 men on base, comes back and strikes out the side to end the inning and end the threat. So no runs on 1 base hit. 2 men were left on base. We head to the top of the 8th. Lethbridge leading 12-7. We are headed to the top of the 8th inning. Jesse Simpson still on the mound there for the Sylvan Lake Gulls. He is going to face the shortstop, Ty Vivier, who started off the 7th inning and now leads off the 8th inning and takes the first pitch high for a ball.
Seems like a little bit of a routine, start of an inning for the Lethbridge Bulls. Vivier has now started 1, 2, 3. This will be his 4th inning that he starts at bat. So it's just, I don't know, there's a little bit of rhythm there for the Bulls.
He wants to be the leadoff hitter.
Oh,
a
wow.
great play by Matthew Carrata. He stretches out and steals a for sure base hit off the bat of Vivier. So
That has been probably the best defensive play that we have seen from the Sylvan Lake Gulls here today.
I would agree with you.
Yeah, and that was huge.
Top of the order for the Bulls, the second baseman, number 2, Caleb Haney.
This is Caleb Haney, the second baseman, who had a single back in the 7th inning and scored. And he checks his swing, but it's a called strike anyway from Jesse Simpson. You know, by my count, I've had six walks or 5 hit batsmen by the Lethbridge Bulls. I guess it just boggles my mind that they're up by 5. But it's just been just as ugly on the other side of the score sheet
Yeah.
for the Sylvan Lake Gulls as far as what they've been doing and what they've been giving up in essence and leaving. They've left 15 base runners out there this game. And a called third strike there on Haney. 2 out there. Jesse Simpson with a solid pitch. I love the graphic with the strikeout.
Yeah, that's pretty cool, eh?
Yeah. Lightning hitting down. We don't want to see. We just want to see it on the scoreboard. We want to see it as lightning out here right now. No, I can see rain out in the west falling, so it's still a ways away. But we're still a ways away from completing this game, so
you never know.
You just never know.
Yeah, I'm counting here. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 walks the Sylvan Lake Gulls have given up, and there's another single.
A base hit by Nick Ravel.
Yeah. There's been a lot of singles in this ball game as well.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Just the 1 home run. That was Ty McWillie back in the 6th inning. He brought the Gulls to within 1, 8-7. But since then, Lethbridge has posted 4 runs. And they did that in the top of the 7th. So Gulls make a step forward and take a couple of steps back. And they got him. Good arm by Ben Prediger. Good arm, because he catches Nick Gravel with the throw out.
Now they needed that big time. And just like that, the Sylvan Lake Gulls, well, they shut down the Lethbridge Bulls with only 4 making an appearance at the plate to swing the bat, and they're down 12-7 as we head to the bottom of the 8th next here on Home Team Live.
We are in the bottom of the 8th inning. Chase Rodriguez will lead things off. He had a little adventure out in left field where he stretched out trying to make a spectacular catch and kind of shook himself up a little bit, but he's back at it right now and ready to swing the bat and maybe start a rally here. They're only down 4 or 5, I should say, and we've seen them score, well, 3 runs and the other in the bottom of the 6th. So it's not out of the realm of possibility, that's for sure. Hunter Porter, though, seems to have found his rhythm on the mound.
Yeah, and some more warm-up going on in the bullpens for, well, the Sylvan Lake Gulls anyway, and then a little bit of maybe getting loose in the Bulls bullpen as well.
Yeah, 1-2 the count on
Might
the
just
Gulls
see.
left fielder, Chase Rodriguez. Sorry,
Yeah,
Kale.
yeah, we might just see Ty Boudreau maybe
Yeah.
closing out this game for the Silver Lake Gulls.
And that is off the fists and a shallow fly ball to third baseman Nick Gravel. And that ends the at-bat for Chase Rodriguez.
It's been a tough day for him. He's now flown out 4 times on the day.
You know, before we get to the batteries, Ty McWillie, but I'm just looking at my score sheet, and they sent Nick Gravel to steal a base, and he got thrown out at second base, right?
Yep.
The guy that was at bat at the time was Roger Riley, who's 4 for 5 with 3 RBIs. So I'm wondering why they would send him down to second base when you got a guy like that.
Yeah.
Who's been hot, red hot with the bat.
Good point. Yeah, because he
So-
reached on an error and a walk, and then obviously got the double and a single. So he's had a good night.
There you go. I'm just like, come on. Ty McWillie, of course, with the big shot to dead center field, probably 4 something. Well, it was over 400 for sure, because it's 400 right to dead center, and he cleared that fence by enough to count the home run, a 3-run shot. And he gets that off the end of the bat. 1-2 the count on the Gulls' designated hitter today.
Yeah, unfortunately for him though, he doesn't have anybody on base to send home this time around.
Gets another, puts a charge into another one, and
Wow.
off the base of the fence. And Ty McWillie is finding his stroke right now. That keeps the inning alive here.
I'm not gonna lie, from when I just quickly glanced at it, I thought that did clear the fence, but then it did hit the base. It was just in the shade. It almost looked like it went on the other side.
But he had Noah
Wow.
Rodriguez on his bicycle to get to that ball, and he couldn't catch up to it. So this is Ethan He stepping in. He was hit by a pitch last time. It almost seems like, who hasn't been hit by a pitch today? Ben Prediger's got 2 of them. And he drives this to short, but Vivier is there to put his glove on it, and McWillie goes nowhere. And Ethan He goes back to the bench. That brings up Matty Fung. This is where the Gulls need to cash in base runners, like I said. And by my count, they have left 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 players. They've left 14 base runners out there. And make that 15.
Yep.
As that's popped up to shallow center, and Vivier makes his way out there, makes the catch, and that is the end of the inning. And the double by McWillie goes for naught.
All right, folks,
So no runs on 1 hit, and 1 man left on base. And the troubles at the plate, somewhat troubles at the plate. They're hitting the ball a little harder, but it still continues for the Silver Lake Gulls. We are going into the top of the 9th inning. Gulls trailing 12-7.
If that is your winning ticket, congratulations. You can head up to the Gulls Gear store. And our amazing staff up there will help you out. So your winning ticket number, as you can see on the scoreboard, 1067. Well, we have a moment. Hey, a quick shout out to our bat boy. Hey, congratulations for all the work that you do. We appreciate you, kid. Thank you very much. The bat boy, ladies and gentlemen, presented by TD Bobcat.
7, Ty Boudreau.
Top of the 9th inning, 12-7 Lethbridge leading. The 6th picture of the day for the Sylvan Lake Gulls. This is Ty Boudreau, who is normally a starter, but I'm wondering if Coach Chatwood is saying, well, let's give Ty a little workout here for 1 inning and get him some work, or is this, let's get this guy who's probably one of the ace of the staff, in my opinion, at this point, saying let's just stop the bleeding right here and now and see what we can do with the bats. Because you've got the meat of your order coming up in Zeroni, Freilich, and Karada, your 2, 3, and 4 hitters. So 0-2 the count on Roger Riley, who has had a really solid game at the plate. A double, a walk, a single, and a single.
Wow, he turned on that one.
Yep, he did. And that's why they have a screen and everything else covered in the play zone, because that's where that hit. The little kids, they all turned around and looked. They said, what was that? Oh, that's why you're protected over there. And that's lifted into the gap in right center. And it falls in safely for a base hit as Roger Riley just continues to be a thorn in the side of the Sylvan Lake Gulls.
Yeah, if you're the Sylvan Lake Gulls, there's just nothing you can do when the Bulls are hitting them like that. They're just hitting them in perfect spots, and the Gulls have had absolutely zero chance to react or, come up with anything out of it.
And that was a good pitch.
That was a great pitch.
He just, it was outside, and he just went with it and took it to right field, and boom, there you go. It lands in safely for a base hit. And Boudreau takes a little off of that one and catches the corner. This is Kyle Turner, who's had a walk and a couple of singles. Misses that one by a long shot.
Oh, yeah.
So we've had 25 base hits today. We had 6 last night. We had 1 run last night. We have 19 today. And a strikeout there for Ty Boudreau.
Yeah, good pitching there by Ty Boudreau coming in.
This is just how this game can change from one day to the next.
Yep.
Because it's just baffling how the same teams, the same players can do polar opposite the very next day. And that is out to Chase Rodriguez in left field. He took a couple of steps in, but backs up and records the out.
He was probably surprised. Oh, that one actually came to me.
Yeah.
I haven't had that many times today. So, Jim, I'm going to let you know there was obviously 5 games total today in the WCBL. All other 4 are currently done because this one is taking a little longer than most. Swift Current 57s took on the Moose Jaw Miller Express, and the 57s came out with an 8-4 win. And the Red Sox beat the Weyburn Beavers 10-4, Prospects 12-5 over Medicine Hat, and the Okotoks Dogs 10-6 over the Giants.
The first pitch here to Noah Rodriguez was high and inside. Ty Boudreau on the mound, the pitcher number 6 for the Gulls today. They've given their bullpen a bit of a workout. And this is why Mr. Boudreau is a starter. He could be the closer as well, but he's a starter. So, yeah. You think this game's gone long? Really?
Yeah, just a little bit. 3.5 hours.
I hadn't noticed.
Yeah.
That's driven down to third base, and Coretta up with it. Over to second, and that ends the inning. 4 batters up, 3 batters down. And the Gulls will come to bat. Down 5 in the bottom of the 9th inning. We'll see what happens. Bottom of the 9th inning, Gulls trailing 12-7.
Well,
They need to get something going right now. Caden Zawarny will start things off, and he fouls that back against the screen. Hunter Porter has probably been the best pitcher of the day. Well, Ty Boudreau, I mean, he had a pretty good inning right there. Yeah, I won't say he didn't, because the base hit that he got was a pretty good base hit. So, but Hunter Porter has just shut things down as far as, in the last 2 innings that he's pitched.
yeah, and you got to think too, maybe that they're just kind of getting Ty Boudreau ready for this road trip as well.
Maybe.
I'm thinking they're probably going to be putting him at some point
Oh, he'll
within the
pitch.
next game or two.
He'll pitch. He's too talented not to pitch.
Yeah, off to Brooks. After today's game, they'll be playing in Brooks tomorrow, and then they'll get 1 day off for travel to out east to Saskatchewan, as that has popped up.
That is way up there. And Gravel gets a glove on it and makes the out. That brings up first baseman Kyle Freilich, who was hit by a pitch last time. And like I said, if you want to say, well, who hasn't been hit by that, that list is shorter than those who have been hit by a pitch today, I think. And we were talking with our man in the truck, Calvin Bellows, and he was saying he was talking to somebody within the league, and they were talking about the baseball seems a little slick. And apparently it's the same ball that the major league teams are using, the Rawlings ball, and Major League Baseball owns Rawlings, so of course they're going to use that ball. And even the major leaguers are saying that ball's a little slick and it's hard to handle. And I think, you know what, here's my thought on that, and I could be dead wrong. It wouldn't be the first time. Is that since they started finding the stuff on the pitcher's hands and on their gloves and on their hats, and they've taken that away and they check them every inning pretty much, I think the pitchers are just complaining that they don't have the tar on their hands and they can't grip it as best as they used to, because you could really spin a ball if you can grip it like that.
Yeah.
You can get a lot of stuff on that. And this is Kyle Freilich sending this a mile high as well. Carter Clairhout in foul territory, and he
Lost it.
he either lost it or he got called off by the second baseman, Haney.
Well, I'll tell you right now, the umpire, he didn't see it, and he lost in the sun because he did this. He just did the turtle and braced for it.
Well,
so
I don't know how they could lose it in the sun. The sun's
put his
behind
hands.
him, though.
Well, honestly, he definitely lost it. I can tell you that because he had no idea where it was. And I don't know what, maybe that was the same case for the first baseman as well.
Maybe just, yeah. And Freilich rips that right at Carter Clairhout. He did not lose that one, though.
So 1 out away for the Lethbridge Bulls to take the weekend series over the Sylvan Lake Gulls.
Here's the third baseman, number 8, Matthew Curata.
Matthew Curata now the Gulls' last hope, and to start a rally here late in the 9th inning.
It's been a tough afternoon, and I don't think going into this weekend series with the Lethbridge Bulls, I don't think the Sylvan Lake Gulls thought they were going to lose 2 in a row to Lethbridge, but they have.
Yep.
And that just shows the balance in this league that you just never know. And it's a cliche, but any given Sunday or Saturday or Friday or Wednesday or Tuesday, anybody can beat anybody. We kind of had the feeling that the Okotoks Dogs looked unbeatable, and they went up to Fort McMurray and suffered their first loss. 2-1 the count now on Matthew Curata, who made an absolutely outstanding play at third base and just about had himself probably a double. That just went foul down the left field line.
Yeah, that was close.
2-2 the count now. 2-2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out, and 2 long.
And the kids are lined up. Clearly, word has gotten out to all the fans that you can run the bases after every Gulls home game, and I swear that line keeps getting bigger and bigger as we get more home games in, and that's a strikeout. That will be it.
So no runs on no hits, nobody left on base. And that is a final, 12-7 for the Lethbridge Bulls. They come into Sylvan Lake and take 2 out of 3 against the Gulls. And, well, I don't know what else you can say. The Gulls left a lot of base runners on base today, and that might, that usually comes back to haunt you.
Yeah, oh, and honestly too, they for a moment there, it had me thinking, are we going to see a repeat of Friday night where the Sylvan Lake Gulls, down 5 runs, 5+ runs, come back and maybe get themselves to even, and they were just so shy of doing that. But here's the guy that gave them the best chance. Tyler McWillie standing by with Jared Waldo for the Snap Fitness Player of the Game.
All right, thank you very much, Joe. So our Snap Fitness Player of the Game is selected by Jim Claggett and Cale Clark of our Home Team Live Gulls broadcast crew. It's number 11, Tyler McWillie. Tyler, it's I hate to do this to you because this is the second time we've talked, and unfortunately it's been after a loss, but just your thoughts on the game this afternoon.
We didn't play the cleanest baseball, and we need to be a little bit better. Like, simple as that. We know we're better than that, and we know we can beat those guys. They're a good team, but we just didn't play a complete game.
Is there anything else to it? I mean, last night we saw, it was a bit of a pitcher's duel. Today it was the bats were on both sides. As you head out now, because we've had a lot of games at home, you guys are going to head out on the road. Just what do you need to see from your teammates to see if we can turn things around here?
We're still starting to gel. We're still coming together as a team. It's still early. We know we're good. We know we got talent. It's just putting everything together and putting it together for a complete game.
Well, we appreciate you joining us here this afternoon, and good luck as you guys head out on the road.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, your Snap Fitness Player of the Game, Tyler McWillie.
Well, there you have it, Tyler McWillie. Well, he's the first to admit it, and he's not shy of saying the way it is. They didn't play a complete full game, and offensively, yeah, maybe we saw a little bit of improvement, but defensively, there was some work needed.
Tyler, to his credit, single, double, home run, 1 hit shy. He needed the triple for the cycle. But maybe this starts the bats going. Maybe they do a little introspection, a little navel gazing, saying, hey, you know what, guys? We've got to be better.
Yeah.
And, 15 men left on base. You just can't do that against a good team like Lethbridge.
Well, for the Sylvan Lake Gulls, it's all about putting the pieces together as they now head on a 6-game road trip out east to Saskatchewan before returning back here in Gulls Field on June 22nd. That's where we'll see you next. But in the meantime, we hope you enjoyed this broadcast as much as we enjoy bringing it to you. For Jim Claggett, myself, Cale Clark, and the whole crew here at hnlive.ca, it's been a pleasure with another bird's eye view on this one. Have a good night.